Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back into historic Palm Springs Stadium for the final night of the regular season here for the Palm Springs Power, as they're set to take on the Inland Empire Bucs, trying to win their third consecutive game to close out the season. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by George Hathaway. You know, George, we've seen back-to-back excellent pitching performances, both from Carson Phillips on Wednesday night, and of course, Evan Shaw yesterday going 8 strong innings. Joey Mazzetti on the mound tonight. What are you looking to see from him?
He has a really solid fastball that I like to see. We saw Shaw yesterday work the curveball for about 90% of his pitches. And Joey has a very lethal fastball that can get upstairs in the zone, can hit the mid-90s as well. So that's what I'm going to expect to see from him tonight. And so he's going to be starting on the bump for the Power.
Of course, Joey Mazzetti on the mound tonight. The Power looking for win number 20 here on their final opportunity here on their season this summer. Coming into today, 19-3, again winning 2 in a row, trying to win their third straight, especially after winning 14 in a row earlier this season. They take on an Inland Empire Bucs team. They've lost 4 in a row. They sit 7-11. Second from the bottom in the Sunset League as of right now. Their final regular season game is a week from tomorrow with playoffs to follow. So, of course, trying to get some momentum tonight as they get towards the end of their regular season and into the postseason.
Joey Mazzetti coming into this ball game with a 1.64 ERA. He has 32 strikeouts on the season and 89 batters faced. So Joey is a very strong pitcher for this Power team. But we talked about all season how deep they can go into the bullpen and all their guys can execute at that highest level.
Can't say enough. Mazzetti has done it all this season. They'll face Robert Valdivia, Tankus Balin, and Kanan Treese will be the first 3 hitters coming to the plate for the Bucs. Looks like we're just about set to go, George. So Valdivia will dig into the box for the Inland Empire Bucs here in the top of the first inning. Valdivia playing second base tonight, hitting .381 this season. 1 home run to his credit, 4 RBIs. Infield playing all the way back. The first pitch is up and in, and we're up and running. Power infield not expecting a bunt. Flags are a little bit of a breeze, but pretty calm as of right now. Just enough to get the mist system going. Whoa, way inside. That hit Valdivia. Back-to-back fastballs, the inside part of the plate. That one got him, and a leadoff base runner for the Bucs.
Yeah, not the most ideal start for Joey Mazzetti on the mounds, hitting the first batter he's facing. So, can only go up from here for Mazzetti in the Power.
They'll bring up Tank Espalin, designated hitter tonight. The Bucs batting 10 men in their order, utilizing a designated hitter and an extra hitter. Espalin is 0 for 9 so far this season in limited plate appearances. A couple walks to his credit and a couple stolen bases. So the Power looking to turn 2. Pitch towards second base back. First pitch all in the outside corner for strike 1. Hardly a cloud in the sky today here in Palm Springs. See maybe one kind of bigger one out beyond left field towards the canyon. Last time I get to look at that beautiful canyon, George. 1-1 the count. Outfield is playing relatively deep. Hernandez playing the most shallow out in left field with the lefty up. Big hole on the right side, as to be expected. That pitch outside again, 2-1 the count.
Mazzetti working that outside of the strike zone right now, trying to see if Espalin will reach across, try to make some contact at the end of the barrel.
Runner goes and stops. Pitches outside 3-1. Zay seems to be missing in that similar spot in that right-handed batter's box area.
Yeah, first batter he faced pitched 2 inside, which ended up causing a hit by pitch on Valdivia. So now we see him working the outside, trying to avoid a situation like that again.
Mazzetti taking his time. He's set with the 3-1. That one's at the knee, strike 2. So far, all fastballs from Mazzetti will feature a breaking ball.
We've seen 4 pitches on the outside, and then he throws a really good, solid 84-mile-per-hour fastball right down in the inside. That is Spallin looking at it.
Swing and a miss. Spallin goes down swinging. There's one away. Valdivia did not go from what it's worth from first base with the count full.
We saw 14 strikeouts yesterday from power pitching, as Evan Shaw had 12 of them. Miles Rothbard finished the game with 2 strikeouts, so kind of picking up where they left off with a strikeout there.
Very impressive all the way around, especially when they were all able to stay within the strike zone. So that brings up Kane and Treese. These are beer batters tonight, so if he strikes out, then $2 draft beers for the house for the following 10 minutes. He takes a breaking ball at the knee, strike 1. Treese hitting .304 this season, a couple doubles, 3 RBIs. He struck out 6 times in 23 total at-bats. Somewhat middle of the road, breaking ball nearly hit him. So 1-1 the count.
And that was one of the few breaking balls we've seen from Joey Mazzetti.
He's mostly a good command throughout the season, too. Only 7 walks in 22 innings. He has hit 4 batters. Swing and a miss there, 1-2. Taking a look at the power defense, Josh Hernandez, Isaiah Alvarez, Levi Hall, the left center and right fielders, Ephraim Manzo, Rich Amavisca, Nathan Beckley, Anthony Angel Jr. around the horn in the infield, third to first, Swan behind the plate, and of course Mazzetti on the mound, and no swing according to the field umpire. Pretty good curveball there from Mazzetti. Almost got the swing through. So 2-2 the count now. 1 out. Valdivia over at first base. He was hit by a pitch to lead off the ball game. Beckley and Amavisca looking to turn 2 in the middle. Beckley way over towards the second base bag. Leaves a wide vacant hole on the right side of the infield. The 2-2. Curveball, that one hit him. Almost looked like Mazzetti tried to guide that breaking ball in there, and it just got away from him.
And Joey, he was saying over the home plate umpire, over behind the plate, Stu Gibbs, that it looked like Treese leaned into the pitch.
What happened here? I think they're gonna call Treese back. I think they're gonna say he leaned into it.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what Joey Mazzetti was making the claim for just a moment ago. So it's going to be 1-2.
So it'll be a full count.
Full count, yep.
So 3-2 the count. Oh, George, I used pen tonight. Can't exactly undo that. So Valdivia goes back to first. We haven't seen that call made all season. I guess you can make an argument either way. You just don't see it a lot on curveballs. Good lead from Valdivia. And there he goes. Curveball, foul tipped in the glove of Swan. So it looked like we had a hit by pitch on Treese. Instead, he goes down swinging. Valdivia goes up to second. That'll be a stolen base for him. His 4th of the year. Also, taking him back towards, it's big for all the fans. Allow them another chance and end up striking out. So makes the fans very happy to get some cheap beer. So with that note, 2 outs now, runner on second base. It brings up Jack James, the extra hitter tonight. Opportunity runner in scoring position. First pitch, outside ball 1. Once again, Mazzetti just kind of over towards that right-handed batter's box with most of his pitches, especially the fastball.
Especially working these guys who are lefties. He likes to go on the outside. We saw that with 4 straight pitches to a Spallin a few batters ago, and then he worked inside and got him swinging for a strikeout.
Good curveball, strike 1 in the outside half. Good to see Mazzetti locate that one. He's been trying to find that curveball throughout the inning. So James hitting .303 this year, slugging almost 600 OPS, just south of 1,000. 4 doubles, a triple, and a home run. That ball's hit hard out to right center field. It's going to get in there for a base hit. Rounding third is Valdivia. He'll come in to score. So it'll be a quick 1-0 lead for the Inland Empire Bucs.
Bucs score, 1-0.
RBI hit for James, his 12th of the season.
Yeah, Jane's able to extend across the plate, able to get some contact, just enough to get right up over to Hall in right field.
So that brings up DJ Graham. He'll play center field tonight for the Bucs. Batting a $160 this season. Couple doubles, 5 walks, 3 ribbies. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. After a fastball there from Mazzetti. So Mazzetti's allowed 1 run so far, trying to limit the damage at that. Vincent Fuentes will take the mound for the Bucs. He was the all-star starter in the Sunset League. Especially for Mazzetti, you want to keep it close. A ball and a strike the count. Pretty good crowd here tonight. Fans well aware it's the last game of the season. The 1-1 from Mazzetti. Curveball fouled back. That's probably one of the flatter curveballs we've seen. Just looks like he's trying to guide that a little bit more instead of he just kind of snapping it. Well, the ball 2 strikes either way. 2 outs. Treese over at first. Excuse me, Graham over at first. Nope, I got it wrong twice. Jane's over at first. There we go. And there he goes. That ball's fisted. It's going to drop in the right field for a base hit. James was going on the pitch. He's going to get in the third. So a bloop single for Graham. Back-to-back hits for the Bucs. Puts him on first and third with 2 outs.
Another soft contact there from Graham. Just able to get it. And we're seeing a lot of lefties here for the Inland Empire Bucs. So it looks like Casey Dill going to talk to Joey Mazzetti, kind of get him cooled down a little bit after back-to-back hits and allowing a run as well. So the infield going to come in. And then, I don't think they really expected this, working with a lot of lefties here in this ball game. And the only righty that Joey faced, he hit him with a pitch.
I like the meeting right now. A lot of runs so far, especially just settle your pitcher down. And made a good pitch on the 1-2, just had that bloop hit to right. Also noticing that's the 3rd time this inning that a Bucs player has taken off from first base. Mazzetti's going with a leg kick right now, and it's making his delivery a bit slower to the plate. A lot of times it can be a little easier to run on the big pitchers out there. Mazzetti, of course, standing at 6'4". I know you've stood next to him at least once, George. He's a big guy.
Yeah, I had the privilege to interview him post-game a few times. Able to hang out with him. Really nice kid. Great all-around baseball player as well.
First pitch lined right into the glove of Manzo. Vogel swinging at the first pitch. And that retires the side. Bucs put up a couple hits, and they push a run across the play on the RBI hit from Janes. To the bottom of the 1st inning we go. Alvarez, Hernandez, and Manzo be the first 3 men due up for the power when we return.
the power.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the bottom of the first inning. Power looking to get that run back. They gave up in the top half of the frame. Isaiah Alvarez, Josh Hernandez, Efren Manzo. First three men coming to play, and they'll be dealing with the 5'10 lefty, Vincent Fuentes. He's going to be a redshirt senior this year, a COVID senior. Trying to be more specific. 6.75 ERA on it throughout the season in the Sunset League. Just under 2 walks and hits per innings pitch allowed. We're underway. Ball 1 to Alvarez. Fuentes got the start in the Sunset League All-Star game. Manager Nick McDonald for the Bucs describes him as a crafty lefty, relying on changing speeds, a lot of movement, trying to keep hitters off balance. That's what I'll try to do against power offense, especially last game came alive. So Alvarez, leadoff man, hitting .217 this year, a couple double 6 ribbies. That one's out to the short. And good play over the first base, 1 quick out. 6-3 on the putout. Alvarez retired.
Now batting for the power, the left fielder, Josh.
So 1 away, it brings up Josh Hernandez, the left fielder tonight for the power. Hernandez hitting .315. He's been red hot the past couple of weeks. Couple doubles, RBI's getting up there, up to 10 now. Lefty on lefty matchup. First pitch fastball, Hernandez takes all the way, strike 1.
And just like that, Evan, we already have some action in the bullpen for the Palm Springs Power, as that looks to be Miles Rothfarb.
Up hits it softly out to second base. Glove by Valdivia. Throws off his back foot, 2 outs. So a couple ground ball outs.
Now batting for the power,
That's what the doctor ordered if you're the Bucs.
Efren Manzo.
Just like that, it brings up Manzo. And for Manzo hitting .333 on double, a triple, 3 ribbies. It's been a very consistent bat in the middle of this power lineup. Takes a first pitch low, ball 1. Fuentes working quickly. He's getting the ball, he's right on the rubber. He's ready just like that. On the outside corner, strike 1. Fastball's got pretty good life. That last one at 81. Not overpowering stuff by any means. In the dirt, 2-1.
Yeah, Alvarez and Hernandez were able to get in front of the ball. A little too early on their swings there, slow rollers, which helped them, get 2 outs quickly. The Power, they need to get something going here in this inning. I mean, they're down by 1 run, but they like to set the momentum early and let everybody know that they're here to not mess around. We've seen that all season long. We even saw it last night in their 7-3 victory, and it's that they got 3 quick runs in the bottom of the first inning.
I think Manzo thought he just got walked, and the umpire punched him out, but it was only strike 2. So a double negative there, George. The umpire forgot the count, and Manzo didn't realize he had a strike called on him. So 3-2 the count now. We're all back on the same page. Last fastball at 83 miles per hour from Vincent Fuentes. 3-2 the count now to Manzo. That one's on the inside corner, called strike 3. Very late punch out from the home plate up. Manzo, he doesn't have anything to say. He doesn't like the call.
And neither do the fans here at Palm Springs Stadium's. Few boos. I mean, that was a very late call. And, that wasn't really the best after that. It was a very interesting at-bat there for Efren Manzo. Look, that pitch looked to be down low to me, Evan.
Hard to tell from up here, of course. 1, 2, 3 go to the Power either way. Garrett D'Amico, Taylor Takada, John Olivares, the 3 scheduled hitters when we return.
Now batting for the Bucs, third baseman.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the top of the second inning. Bucks up 1-0, setting down the power in order in the bottom half of the first inning. Garrett D'Amico, the seventh batter, be the first man due up, playing third base tonight. Bucks able to put a run up of their own in the top half of the first inning. First pitch up and away, ball one. So I can't say enough about that view of the canyon right now. It's really, really cool, especially when the sun's kind of setting behind the canyon behind us. You can still see the sunlight out there, but the field is all covered in shadows. I assume you don't have those kind of things in Massachusetts or Connecticut.
No, we don't have canyons or mountains like that.
Oh, the Ocean's Claw mine, that's not that. Here's a 2-0 pitch. On the inside corner, called strike one. New pitcher for the Power, Leighton Helleberg, on a relief from Mazzetti. Only went one inning. Surprising. Hopefully he's okay. I haven't seen a trainer look at him or anything like that. 2-2 the count. So after falling behind 2-0 the count, Helleberg able to work it back to 2-2. Curveball, a little high. So 3-2 the count now to D'Amico. Trying to work his way on. 7, 8, 9, 10. Drew up for the Bucs. Bucs batting 10 tonight. Curveball, that one's in there for a called strike three. One batter, one strikeout for Leighton Helleberg.
Now batting for the Bucs,
So with one away, they'll bring up Taylor Takada. He's playing shortstop tonight. Out of Orange Coast College. He's hitting 185 this season, no extra base hits, 1 RBI. He's drawn 6 walks for a .333 on base percentage. Takes the first pitch, fastball high. Helleberg pitched in the PSCL throughout the summer. He got the call up for the final week of games with the Power. The count now to Takada. Outside, 3-0. Wonderful to see Takada take all the way.
I'll take here at a pitch like this. With one out, nobody on. Best bet is that you get a free base. And there he does.
So 4-pitch walk to Takada. See if Helleberg can work around that one. Valdivia was hit by a pitch to lead off the first inning. He eventually came around to score. And that's the sole offense tonight so far in the early going. Top of the second inning, 1 out. Bucs lead 1-0. So I'll bring up the 9th man in the lineup, John Olivares, the right fielder. Olivares hitting .381, a couple doubles, 5 RBIs. I wonder what he did during the spot as the 9th man in the order. Check swing, he hits that one foul. Most recent game on the 10th, he went 1 for 4. That came against the Orange County Legends. Quite a few of these teams in the Sunset League, teams that the Power ended up playing. The Orange County Pirates, the Field Rats, the East LA Dodgers, the Orange County Legends. Swing and miss, strike 2. It was not foul tipped off the goal of Swan, so Takada advanced to second on what I assume will be a pass ball. So 0-2 the count now. The swing through from Olivares. A couple check swings we've seen from him. Another man scoring position now for the Bucs with 1 out this time.
Very similar situation that we had in the top of the first inning with a hit by pitch on Valdiva, who advanced over to second. And now we have a walk here with a runner in scoring position, as it looks like the Bucs going to try to build on top of their lead that they have here against the Power. Something we haven't really seen a lot this season is teams getting up early here in this ball game.
1-2 the count now to Olivares. One of the first curveballs we've seen from Helleberg. Even there, it looked kind of like he was just trying to guide it. He slowed down his body. Tries another one, 2-2. You see what I mean, George? Even there, like we know his fastball delivery, and it's just slowed everything down. It's a good-looking curveball with really nice life, but it's all about trying to keep that motion the same, as not to tip your pitches. That's why everyone's out here, though. That's why Helleberg was out here for the PSCL. Long looking this time. Went with back-to-back curveballs. Here's the 2-2. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike 3. Second strikeout of the inning for Helleberg. There's 2 away.
Really solid pitch there from Helleberg, working that outside because we've seen it all night long. So it is a little bit of a wider strike zone, and he's using that to his advantage for a second strikeout.
So that'll bring up Roy Waterman, the 10th hitter. He's playing catcher tonight. Opportunity for a 2-out RBI. First base is open for what it's worth, but with the top of your due up, I assume you want to take your chances with the 10th hitter. Once again, big hole on the right side. In the dirt, that one blocked by Swan. Takada has to stay over at second. Power outfielders, all 3 of them playing about medium deep depth. So a base hit should score Takada from second.
And a lot of these base hits that we've seen from the Inland Empire Bucs have just been bloopers in the shallow outfields all night long. Tip of the bat, that's what they're really hitting the ball off of, and that's why we're seeing it so shallow.
That one's hit hard, foul down the right field line. And we saw this last night. Just when pitchers that start walking or hitting batters, that's when they've started getting into trouble. Whether it's the power pitchers or the opposition. Like last inning, Mazzetti hit the leadoff batter. He came around to score. And right now, Helleberg has to work around rather in scoring position coming from a walk. Big lead over at second base. Forced Helleberg to look a couple times, and timeout is called at home plate. Wonder if Takada at second base trying to get in the head of Helleberg. One and 1 the count. Bucs lead 1-0. Opportunity man scoring position. Curveball high. Throw down to second. Not in time. Takada took a chance going back and standing up.
One of the scariest guys to run against is going to be Tyler Swan. We've seen him in the PSCL. He's a Gold Glove winner in the league. One of the best catchers. And that's putting it lightly there. Nobody wants to run on him. He's thrown out so many guys. He led the PSCL in throwouts. Very solid catcher, able to keep the ball in front of him as well.
Yeah, he threw 8 men out stealing in 16 attempts. That's pretty good.
Nope.
2-2 the count. Even when he's had the chance in the uncommitted games and the PSCL All-Star game, George, he really has impressed. Like he knows what he's doing behind the plate. You can just tell. So 2-2 the count now to Roy Waterman. Leighton Helleberg trying to work out of a jam with a man in scoring position. The 2-2. Curveball over the head of Waterman. Man. Fortunate, Waterman ducked a good ways to get out of that.
Just a breaking ball there that did not break the way that Helleberg wanted it to. Wishing to get that pitch back with a full count and 2 outs. Looking for another strikeout here. He already has 2 on the inning.
Here's the 3-2. Fastball, that one's in the air, shallow right field. Going back goes Angel Jr. It'll drop foul. Power catch a break right there. That ball's hit into no man's land.
It's a very tricky area. It's a deep outfield over there, and then of course foul territory just as deep. So making a play on that ball, you're going to have to cover a lot of ground.
So a couple breaks now the Power have caught in this at bat. Waterman getting out of the way of the curveball, and of course that last pitch dropping foul. We'll do it again, 3-2 the count. Helleberg, one look at the runner, he deals. Curveball, that's outside, ball 4. Just doesn't quite have the feel of that curveball right now. So second walk of the inning, it puts men on first and second now, 2 away, and the top of the order due up. Robert Valdivia, who was hit by a pitch to lead off the ball game, stole a base, eventually came around to score on the Jack Janes RBI single. So top of the order now makes it a little bit tougher for Leighton Helleberg. Power infield play straight up. First pitch, fastball, throw behind the runner. He gets back in sliding. Good idea there from Swan. Takada just not out there quite far enough. Second time already this inning we've seen Swan throw behind the runner at second.
It was a very accurate throw too. A little late, but it was there right on target.
The 1-0, inside 2-0. Nobody up in the Power bullpen. So right now it is Helleberg's inning. Still very surprised to see the quick hook from Mazzetti. We've seen Mazzetti go at least 4 or 5 innings multiple times. The 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
Nope.
That time a fastball. Mazzetti's longest outing came against the San Diego Waves. Coming back on the second. He went 7 innings. He threw 94 pitches that night. So he is reasonably stretched out.
And that was
He was impressive that night. No earned runs. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Back-to-back fastballs from Helleberg.
Yeah, he certainly found his groove here in this at-bat. Something you really want to see from somebody coming out of the bullpen and trying to hold 2 runners on base and getting no runs would be very helpful here for the Power.
That one's popped up right over our heads, foul. The amount of times I've said this, George, I'm still waiting for another chance to try and catch a foul ball. So I had the one drop earlier in the season. Then for a PSCL morning game, Nash and I were on the call. We had the ball hit right off the top of the wall in front of us at the press box. I was reaching my hands out. Nash was a little frightened. He was leaning away from it. Ended up dropping harmlessly down. Over to Angel Jr. first. He'll take it to the bag himself, and now I'll retire the side. No runs, no hits. Leighton Helleberg works around a couple walks. And we're through 1.5. To the bottom of the second we go. Evan Berkey, Anthony Angel Jr., Nathan Beckley, the 3 scheduled hitters when we return. To the bottom of the second we go. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by George Hathaway. Power looking to get some offense going. As Vincent Fuentes able to set down the Power in order back in the first inning. Back out for a second inning of work. So Evan Berkey, the first man up, hitting .325. He's been, frankly, red hot over the past week. OPS right at 800. 3 doubles, 5 ribbies. Seen him hit it. Frankly, George, if somebody's going to hit a home run this season for the Power, it might be Berkey. He hit a couple shots the opposite way to right field that came close.
Yeah, we've gone all season long, Evan, without seeing a home run. Something we really haven't seen here in Palm Springs, as there's a few of them last season coming from the on-deck man, Anthony Angel Jr.
Yep. Power fans very used to seeing the long ball. I mean, it's big dimensions out here, but depending on the night, it still travels pretty well. Little high 2-0. Fuentes once again sitting in the low 80s. We didn't see much in the first inning, but he does feature a curveball. That one's on the inside corner, 2-1. Bucs outfield, they're playing relatively deep. Any Vogel, the left field, is probably playing the most shallow of all three. That one's in the air. The shortstop Takada makes the call, and he puts it away. So 4 up, 4 down now for Fuentes and the Bucs. And they'll bring up Anthony Angel Jr.
The first baseman, Anthony Angel Jr.
Angel Jr., the first baseman tonight. He had a 3-hit game against the Colton Nighthawks that came on Wednesday. And a huge hit in the loss against the SoCal Street Rats. One came in the 8th inning, of course, to tie the game. First pitch swing is Angel Jr., shallow right field. Long run for Olivares, and it'll drop fair. Angel Jr. is going to go to second. He gets in there sliding. How about that? A bloop hit to right field. Anthony Angel Jr. salutes the dugout. He's on for the first hit of the night for the Power. It's a 1-out double.
Really good contact there, Anthony Angel Jr.
Double.
Beautiful hit there from the first baseman, able to get down right on the right field line, opposite field. And he has the speed. He was looking at that ball the entire time, rounding first base. Able to slide in safely to second, putting the Power now in really solid scoring position.
Well, Nathan Beckley gets a really nice warm round of applause. Lefty on lefty matchup. Beckley playing second base for the Power. Of course, another one of the call-ups from the PSCL, playing for the Power this final week of the season. Beckley at .429 in the PSCL Morning League games. Limited opportunities for the Power so far. Angel Jr. slides back into second. A lot of chatter on the field right now. He's trying to keep Angel Jr. close. 1-out base runner for the Power. Opportunity to try and even this game up at 1. Bucs put up a run of their own in the first inning. That's where we stand right now. 1-0 Bucs in the bottom of the second. Beckley's 0 for 2 so far with the Power. He's only played a couple games. Looking for that first hit before the end of the summer out here in Palm Springs. Balls it hard. Glove by Takada. Sure, no, off his glove. Everybody's going to be safe. Routine looking ground ball to Taylor Takada. I wonder if it took a hop. It's going to be an error all the way. And a break for the Power puts them on first and third with 1 out. E6 for those keeping score at home.
Now batting
hit right at him, too.
The shortstop, Richie Amavisca.
See if the Power can capitalize on the first error from either team tonight. It brings up Richie Amavisca. Amavisca playing shortstop. He's been getting a lot more time over the past week and a half or so. Hitting .226 overall, 3 doubles, 8 ribbies.
And on that play, it looked like Takada, when he was getting the ball, turned his body, took his eyes off the ball as well, as he was looking over at Teresa on first. It's one of those plays I bet Inland Empire Bucs wish they could get back.
Big swing and a miss from Amaviska. I think he had 3-1 on his mind. So 0-1 the count. The Bucs will look to turn 2 in the middle with Takada and Valdivia. Corner infielders about even with the bags. 1-1 the count. Outfield playing extremely shallow. DJ Graham, the center fielder, he could practically shake the hand of Taylor Takada at short. I mean, he's really playing in. John Alvar is playing about medium deep in right. His time is called. Angel Jr.'s very good speed over at third. Pretty good speed all the way around. Beckley also runs well over at first. And Laviska, not an easy guy to double off. 2-1.
Figure it out.
Fuentes still working quickly on the mound, even with men on base.
Going up against a lefty like Fuentes, he cannot see Anthony Angel Jr. on third, who has a very good lead.
Yes. Out of play, 2-2.
So one pass ball or even a wild pitch, or even if nobody's paying attention, we could see Anthony Angel Jr. take home, and we would have ourselves a tie ball game.
That'd be pretty cool to see. I've seen that a handful of times in games I've played where you have a man over at third, the pitcher goes out of the windup, and then the runner just goes and steals home straight up. Not the case right now, of course, the men on first and third. Here's the 2-2 on Maviska. Way inside 3-2, almost hit him. So the count full, I wonder if we'll see Beckley take off from first. You have a lefty on the mound. Beckley's only attempted 2 stolen bases in the PSCL. He's made it once, he got thrown out once. Short lead from first from Beckley. He does not go, the 3-2. Little high, ball 4. Try the curveball, loads the bases with 1 out.
A pitch that just missed. Really good from Fuentes, however.
Now batting for the
Rich Amaviska, very good plate discipline for himself.
So that brings up Levi Hall now. Chance with the bases loaded and 1 out. Power still trail 1-0. Hall, another one of the guys getting the call up for this week from the PSCL. He has a couple hits so far in the past couple weeks playing for the Power. 2 for 10. No extra base hits. Looking for his first RBI. Good opportunity right here, especially if he can lift a fly ball somewhere. Hall, the 8th man in the lineup. Tyler Swan waits on deck. And check swing doesn't matter, strike 1. Once again, the Bucs will look to turn 2. This time, the Treese and D'Amico, the corner infielders, playing a little more shallow. Go for the run at the plate. 0-2 the count. Back-to-back fastballs in the outer half. Lefty on lefty matchup. Hall and Fuentes. Outfield still playing very shallow. Olivares, the deepest man in right. The 0-2. That one just outside 1-2. Fuentes, his pace is just unrelenting, George. Working really fast.
And that's why we're seeing a lot more times of power batters calling time, trying to reset themselves. Just because from the throw from Waterman over to Fuentes, that pitch is coming in the blink of an eye.
Big swing and a miss for a strike 3. I think Hall might have gotten a piece of the catcher Waterman. Looks to be okay. Second out of the inning either way. Second strikeout for Vincent Fuentes.
Now batting for the Power, the catcher.
So I'll bring up the 9th man, Tyler Swan. Swan's been the steady catcher this past week, getting the call up from the PSCL. So it's down to him now. 2 outs and the bases loaded, trying to make up that 1-run deficit. 1 for 8 and limited at bats with the Power. Got his first hit just last night against the Yeti. And he's behind 0-1. Also picked up an RBI in his debut just a week ago. Here's the 0-1. On the inside corner, 0-2. Swan looked like he might have been looking for something else. A fastball at 82 miles per hour. 0-2 the count. Fuentes trying to work out the base load 1-out jam. Swing and a miss. Swung goes down on 3 pitches. Back-to-back punch-outs from Fuentes. He's fired up right now. So are the Bucs. That retires the side. Fuentes able to work around a double from Anthony Angel Jr., an error, and a walk. He leaves the bases loaded. We go to the 3rd inning. The Bucs still lead 1-0. Set for the top of the 3rd inning, ladies and gentlemen, on the last night of the season for the Palm Springs Power. Trying to move to 20-3 on the season. It just looks good, George, having 20 wins. Looks good for a starting pitcher. It looks good for a summer collegiate baseball team. Looks good for anybody. Tanka Spalding, Kanan Treese, Jack James, scheduled hitters. First pitch swinging, hit foul. Layden Helleberg back out for the 2nd inning. For what it's worth, we were wondering, George, if we'd see Mazzetti enter the lineup after coming out of the game as a pitcher. We have not seen him hit, nor have we seen him have any indication of having a bat. I still wonder what. I don't know. 1-1 the count. That last fastball at 87 miles per hour from Helleberg. Facing the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th batters. That pitch, wow. It was just a bit outside. I think we had a lefty up at the plate. So 2-1 the count.
Yeah, it looked like that pitch there from Helleberg just kind of let it go a little bit early, even possibly slipped the hands a little bit.
The last fastball at 88. Wonder that'd be like having a fastball go over your head at 88. The 2-1. Allen misses. Closer pitch, but still misses 3-1. So that fastball is just up. It's just off on his arm side, towards the right-handed batter's box. Tried again the 3-1. Gets a swing and a miss right there. Similar spot. So 3-2 the count.
Helleberg really likes that outside part of the strike zone, and it's working for him, especially against a very lefty-heavy lineup like we see here for the Inland Empire Bucs.
Big swing and a miss there. Back-to-back swing throughs, and he gets the strikeout. 3rd strikeout so far for Layden Helleberg. There's 1 man away.
Power pitching yesterday had 14 combined strikeouts. Today, we already have 5 in the 3rd inning. So another good strong day for power pitching. Even though they're down by 1 run, still plenty of ball game left to be played.
So that brings up Kanan Treese. He had an interesting at bat his last time up, as geez, that pitch up and in. Not even over his head. Man, Buck's not happy with some of these pitches. So 1-0 the count. Treese, he was hit by a pitch his first time up, but he was called back. Home plate umpire ruled that he leaned into the pitch. The pitch after that, he struck out. And of course, he's the beer batter tonight. Made the fans very happy. One thing about the beer batter, George, I'm sure you know this, obviously, but it keeps going through the 7th inning. So even if you strike out your first time up, it's still in play. So, of course, the fans are rooting for another strikeout, some more cheap beer. Now that hits him. This time he's not going to be called back. Helleberg really fighting his command. Second time a Bucs batter's been hit by a pitch. That's a 1-out base runner. It seems like most of these pitches come from Helleberg too. They're on that side of the plate. Some have been over the plate, of course, for strikes, but even Mazzetti and Helleberg just fighting command a little bit. So Jack James, the batter, he recorded the RBI single back in the first. That's the damage so far tonight. How about it off the middle? Past the diving Amavisca, base hit. Stopping at second is Treese. So James is 2 for 2. Third hit of the night for the Bucs, puts him on first and second with 1 out.
Smart heads up running from Kane and Treese, able to stop at second, because we know what Isaiah Alvarez can do with that arm out in center field.
Oh, he throws well.
And he can throw very hard as well out there and far. So and sometimes he even skips the cutoff man.
So I'll bring up DJ Graham. He recorded the base hit. There's only a bat in the first. All 3 innings so far for the Bucs, they've had men in scoring position. Able to catch him with 1 in the first inning, not able to do so in the second. Aggressive swing there, fouled back. Right now, still is the first time all these hitters are seeing Helleberg. Joey Mazzetti went the first inning, was removed immediately after that. Here's the 0-1. Curveball high. He just does not have command of that curveball right now. Most of those pitches have either just missed high or they've been in the dirt. Power looking to turn 2. Beckley playing way shallow at second base. Almost standing around top of the second base bag. Angel Jr. playing behind James over at first. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. That was a good looking fastball. That time on the outer half of the plate to the right-handed batter.
Big reason why Beckley playing very close to that second base bag is because of that lead that Treese has over there. We've seen Swan attempt to throw out guys over at second, so wouldn't be surprised if we see him do it again here in this at-bat or even just throughout the ball game in general.
Yeah, we have seen quite a few aggressive leads at second. Couple look backs at the runner. The 1-2. Fastball inside. Well, that one nearly hit Graham. Graham nearly offered at the pitch. Frankly, I would not be very comfortable as a right-handed batter right now. Just where some of these pitches are missing. So now 2-2 the count. Helleberg walked a couple guys back in the second. We had the hit batter earlier. That one's fouled straight back just over our heads. That one was pretty close. George did not flinch one bit. No fear.
No, I was ready for it, Evan. That was coming right towards us.
I guess if anything, that would have come right to Nash. Right next door to us.
Nash has some pretty soft hands. I think he's got a good grip on it. So 2-2 the count now. Already 3 hits tonight for the Bucs. The 2-2 from Helleberg. Curveball hit foul at home plate. That one was a little bit higher in the strike zone. He had Graham way out in front, right off the end of the bat. If you could just get that one a little bit lower, that might be a swing through. Really nice looking sunset too, George. I don't know what kind of sunsets you get in Massachusetts, but I really love on the Jersey Shore. You can see the clouds starting to turn kind of purple and red. We're seeing that tonight. That's why I love when we get a little bit of cloud cover. It's not much, but just enough. The 2-2, hit foul again. Good at bat going from Graham.
It's been mostly fastballs from Helver. We've seen one curveball this at bat. That last fastball at 86. He's been sitting 85 to 88. This being his second inning of work. Bucs looking for a base hit right here. Already lead 1-0 here in the top of the third. 2-2 again. Big swing and a miss. Throw down the first. Out is the call at first. Strike him out, throw him out. Tyler Swan's been aggressive all night. He throws behind Jack James at first, and he finally picks off a Bucs batter. How about that to fire up the power on this crowd? They got to be feeling good about themselves. Top of the order coming up for the Power when we return after the nice play from Swan. All right, we're set to go for the bottom of the third inning. Tyler Swan, boy, he just gave the Power fans something really nice to cheer about. Strike him out, throw him out, not the old-fashioned way, but gladly take with a pickoff over at first. To the top of the order we go for the Power. Alvarez, Hernandez, and Manzo. See if they can get some better swings, seeing Fuentes for the second time tonight. Zay Alvarez grounded out to shortstop, his only at bat. Swings versus again. That ball's up the middle for a base hit. Good start right here for the Power. They have their leadoff man on.
The momentum is in their favor right now after a great throw out from Tyler Swan to retire the side. And a good ground ball up the middle for a base hit off their leadoff hitter. They're only looking to add on to it here after leaving bases loaded in the bottom of the second inning and unable to do anything with that. So the Power looking to capitalize.
So Josh Hernandez, the batter now, he grounded out to second back in the first inning. Fuentes better keep an eye on Alvarez over at first. He's stolen 11 bags, only been caught once. Great base stealer for Point Loma. You see how much he can really run in center. Strike one to Hernandez. Wonder if we'll see Alvarez take off here. No, Fuentes is the lefty, but he's not quick to the plate. This time to check on the runner. Ooh, skipped it in there. Good play from Treese, just keep that ball around him. I feel like a broken record saying this, George. The amount of pitchers who just throw wild pickoff throws to first base, it's amazing. Even Fuentes, his command has been excellent all night, and he threw that lollipop over the first. Big leap for Alvarez. He's going to go. They have him picked off. They're on the second. He's going to be a dead duck at second base. Just one of those things right there. Alvarez went on first movement. That time Fuentes guessed right, so it'll be a caught stealing. Only a second time Alvarez has been caught stealing. So that wipes him off the bases. Now one out and nobody on for the Power.
I like the aggression from the Power to steal. However, you know, in a very close ball game, you're looking to tie it up here in the bottom of the third.
Here's the 0-1 Hernandez, high 1-1. That is part of the dangers of trying to go off a lefty. It's a guessing game. 2-1 the count now to Hernandez. I already hear Aiden right now saying, shouldn't have gone. Aiden not the biggest fan of stolen bases in general. Leaning into that big modern day analytics mindset. That pitch is way high, 3-1. Fuentes trying a curveball that time. Even from Fuentes, we've seen mostly fastballs of the two-seam variety. 3-1 the count now to Hernandez. Late swing and a miss, 3-2. And after a high fastball. Manzo waiting on deck. The 3-2. That's a little outside, ball 4. Second walk of the night issued by Vincent Fuentes. So after Alvarez gets picked off over at first base, Josh Hernandez takes his place.
Now batting for the Power, the third baseman, Efren Manzo.
So now Manzo the batter. He struck out his only at bat in the first. Curious to see, George, how these big righties in the middle of the Power lineup do their second time facing Fuentes.
We see Roy Waterman talking to Stu Gibbs behind the plate. I think his argument was that Gibbs been calling the wide strike zone all night long, and it did not work in favor of the Bucs there.
I mean, we have a pretty good angle of inside-outside, and that pitch looked outside to me. You are a catcher, though. It's a lot of it's just about how much the umpire likes you. You'll get more strike calls then. My brother can tell you all about that. At the knees, 1-1. Power trail 1-0, bottom of the third inning. Trying to pick up their 20th win in the final game of the season. Big swing and a miss from Manzo. That was a slow breaking ball. Fuentes took a lot off of that one. Had Manzo go down to one knee on that swing and miss. That was nasty. Good sized lead from Hernandez. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Manzo goes down on strikes for the second time tonight. There's 2 away. Fourth strikeout for Fuentes.
Now batting for the Power, the
Waterman got pretty fired up right there behind the plate.
Berkey.
Now Evan Berkey popped out to short his only at bat. Got a bit of a poll to see who had the best walk-up songs for the Power. I picked Berkey as my favorite one.
I picked Anthony Angel Jr.
He was a popular pick.
Yes.
Wasn't Amavisca another popular one?
Yes. Very popular.
Would he be your second favorite?
Yeah, mine would go Anthony Angel Jr. Pretty boy swagged. I think he's on deck, so we'll be able to hear that in a second. And then Richie Amavisca at Titi Me Pregunto from Bad Bunny. So very solid
I don't know what that
song.
translates to. Spanish is not the best. 2-0 the count. Wonder if Berkey can make Olivares pay in right field. John Olivares, he is playing very shallow. Just a few nights ago, we saw Berkey at 2 shots out to the wall in right. One for a double and one ended up being caught. Just because they were playing so deep on him. The 2-0. It's it hard. That's going to get through the middle for a base hit. Up ball right past the glove of Fuentes and past a diving Valdivia. So second hit of the inning for the Power puts them on first and second with 2 outs. Third hit of the night overall.
Now batting for the Power,
And it's one of those things you want to think about is if Isaiah Alvarez wasn't caught stealing, that we'd have possibly bases loaded, even maybe a run come in to score for the Power as well.
That does loom a bit large at this point. And George gets his wish this inning, getting to listen to his favorite walk-up song, Anthony Angel Jr. He had a bloop double down the right field line his first at bat. Base hit right here would be big right now. Try and tie this game up. Hernandez slightly above average speed out at second base, and a curveball in there for strike 1. Vogel playing very deep in left. Graham and Olivares in center and right, they're playing relatively shallow. Very mild breeze coming in from center field. Another curveball, that's it well out to left field. That goes Vogel, he's still going back. I don't think he saw it right away. Did he get it? I think he caught that.
He did.
I can't believe he caught that. My goodness. Took me a moment to see that ball. Vinny Vogel got turned around all sorts of ways. He didn't see it. He froze. Eventually found it. At the end of the day, he made a nice grab over his shoulder going back towards the track. So a loud third out to the inning. Power record 2 hits. They leave 2. And we're through 3. Bucs still lead 1-0 when we return for the 4th.
Here we are set. Top of the 4th inning, George Hathaway alongside Evan Schmeiser in the final game. The Palm Springs Power season as they look to end it on a 3-game winning streak, going 20-3 on the season. So it's going to be Benny Vogel at the plate. The lefty going up against Helleberg, who's on the mound. This will be the 3rd inning. We'll see him. Vogel lined out over to Efren Manzo. His only time at the plate in the top of the 1st inning when Joey Mazzetti was on the mound.
You know, George, we saw Vogel make the play to end the 3rd just now, and the ball hit from Angel Jr. That really confused me. First I thought Angel Jr. hit it really well, then I saw Vogel not really moving. It's like, oh, I guess he didn't hit it that well. Then I thought it was going to go over his head just the way he was running back on it. Strange play.
Here's a 1-0 to Vogel. Going to be out and away, 2-0 the count for the left fielder.
For a second, I thought we might have our first home run of the season.
Anthony Angel Jr. hit a few of them out of the park here last season, as that's going to be another one outside. 3-0 count for Vogel. Garrett D'Amico on deck. Helleberg gets set on the mound. A little bit of a toe tap there. And here's a 3-0. That's going to get inside for strike 1. Hitters count for Vogel.
And the single season home run record out here is 15. Andrew Starkey talked to us a little bit about that. Just some of the mammoth shots out to the street over the left field wall.
As that's going to be outside, ball 4. So leadoff man gets aboard for the Inland Empire Bucs, which brings up Garrett D'Amico. He struck out looking for the first strikeout for Leighton Helleberg on the mound. He has 4 on the day since he came on in the top of the 2nd inning. D'Amico struck out looking. With 1 runner on, Inland Empire Bucs have a 1-0 lead here, top of the 4th inning, against the Palm Springs Power. That's going to get inside for strike 1.
That's a good looking fastball there from Helleberg. He's been trying to find that inside half. That one was painted perfectly. So Beckley, I think he just likes to play really shallow at second base. It's almost like he's ready for a play at the plate.
Here's the 0-1. That's going to be hit up over to Beckley, and he's going to throw it up over to Anthony Angel Jr. for out number 1.
You know, baseball's a funny game. You got the broken bat, ground ball right there, but just not hard enough for a double play.
So with Taylor Takata stepping in the batter's box now, Benny Vogel going to be on scoring position on second, as the Bucs looking to extend on their 1-0 lead that they have here.
Breeze really picking up too, George. I'm sure all of our papers are anchored down.
There's a throwback over. That's going to get over the head of Amaviska. The throw there from Helleberg. As now that puts Vogel 90 feet away.
That was a confusing looking play, George. Like, it almost looked like Helleberg felt like he had to throw that ball. Like, you don't have to if you're just spinning around going to second base. It looked like Amaviska wasn't really expecting it, and the runner's going to be safe by a lot anyway.
Whoa! Throw from Helleberg way outside. Swan's not going to get there in time, so Vogel going to come in to score off the wild pitch. And now the Bucs are up 2-0 over the Power.
Wow. I mean, he's had pretty good command for the most part in this inning. We've seen Helleberg miss a handful of times to that right-handed batter's box. That pitch, that might have been about 3 feet outside. Like, there was nothing Swan could have done to try and corral that.
So even after all of that, it's going to be a 1-0 count for Taylor Takata. Shows signs of bunting and can be called strike for 1-1. Takata over at shortstop this evening for Inland Empire Bucs.
Can't say I'm the biggest fan of just kind of showing bunt for no reason as a batter. Like, if anything, that gives the pitcher a target, and he knows you're kind of giving yourself up. Makes it easier to try and throw a strike.
2-1 the count for the shortstop, who was walked in the top of the second inning, able to make his way to second, nothing more. That was the first time Leighton Helleberg was on the mound. A swing and miss there, 2-2 the count. Eric Tella Rojas slowly starting to warm up in the Power bullpen to our left.
It's been a minute since we've seen him.
John Alvarez on deck.
Yeah, I was right. Last time Telaroa pitched was the first.
Breaking ball just missed the corner. Full count now for Takata.
I mean, you're down at the eighth man in the order. Bucs batting 10. You don't want to lose Takata right here.
1 out, bases cleared. As here's a 3-2. That's going to be ball 4.
And that's a close pitch, but if you're all over the place, you're not going to get those calls that are borderline. Helleberg's already been hurt by a leadoff walk this inning. See if we can try to work around this 1-out walk.
So John Alvarez stepping into the batter's box now, batting in the 9-hole. As Inland Empire Bucs, they're batting 10 guys this evening. Alvarez struck out looking. He's playing over in right field this evening. With 1 out, 1 runner on. Here's a pitch there from Helleberg, going to get inside on the bottom half of the strike zone, 0-1.
Just a moment ago, we had a pretty good breeze coming into the booth. Now the flag in center field, nothing. Not moving at all.
Here's the 0-1. That's going to get Alvarez in the back. It's going to be the second hit by pitch for Leighton Helleberg. So that now puts runners on first and second with 1 out. It's going to be the catcher, Roy Waterman, stepping in the batter's box now. He's batting in that 10-hole spot. He was walked in the top of the second inning in his only plate appearance this evening.
Right now, if you're Leighton Helleberg, you're putting yourself in a dangerous position right here. especially a couple walks this inning and then the hit batter right there, all to guys in the bottom of the order. I like the mounds right here from Swan, trying to give Teleroa some time, but it's going to be Helleberg's game, at least for now. Teleroa, he hasn't even started throwing yet, just stretching out.
So it looks like now they're going to get him throwing in the bullpen. So with 1 out, 2 runners on, Takada on second, Olivares on first with Waterman at the plate. Here's the pitch. Just outside, 1-0 the count for the catcher.
That's another example there. That was a pretty good-looking pitch on the outside half. Swan was set up more on the inside half, had to reach all the way across the plate to get it. And again, if you're just all over the place, you're not going to get those borderline pitches.
Helleberg looks back on second. Here's a 1-0. That's going to be down and away, going to get past Swan. Runners are going to advance. So Takada 90 feet away from home over on third with Olivares on second. So 2 runners in scoring position, 2-0 count for Waterman.
I'm curious to see if we'd see a meeting from Casey Bill on the mound just to try and stall and give Teleroa enough time. You have to assume that Helleberg's leash is going to be very, very tight right now. Also interesting to see the power middle infield, they're playing back.
Here's a 2-0. That's going to be chopped foul off the face mask of Swan.
That can't be fun.
So 2-1 the count for Roy Waterman.
Tough job to play catcher. Helleberg taking his time right here, and I don't blame him, just to try and calm down and find his command and give Teleroa time to get loose.
Exactly. So it's going to be 2-1 the count. Helleberg awaiting the signs from Swan. Long stare down there. Here's a 2-1. That's going to be down inside 2-2.
That's a big pitch right there. You don't want to fall behind 3-1 on the 10th hitter. See if Helleberg can try and pick up a strikeout with the top of the order looming. Close.
Just outside, full count now for Waterman, who was walked already in this ball game. Runners in scoring position on second and third. Takada on third, Olivares on second. The top of the order, and Robert Valdivia on deck with 1 out.
And if you're Waterman, all you need really is a ground ball to second base or shortstop right now. Both Beckley and Amaviska playing. They're about halfway now. Oof.
As that's going to get away from Swan, ball 4. 1 run's going to come in to score. That's Takada. And the Bucs have opened up this game 3-0. So that now puts Olivares on third, and Waterman, for the second time today, has been walked, so runners on the corners. With Robert Valdivia, going to be the third time we're going to see him today.
Now batting for the Bucs.
He was hit by a pitch, scored a run in the top of the first, grounded out over to Anthony Angel Jr. on first base. So with runners on the corners, Power looking to turn 2 here.
And I wonder if this will be Layden Helleberg's last hitter. So far, 3 walks, a hit batter, and 2 wild pitches this inning.
That's going to be hit up over to Beckley.
What a
Play
break.
for 2. They're
What a
able to
break.
do it.
Man.
Beckley, Amaviska, Angel going to retire the side. 2 runs going to come in to score for the Bucs. As that's going to be a double play to retire the side. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Nathan Beckley, Richie Amaviska, Levi Hall. The 3 due up next when we return. Here we are set for the bottom half of the fourth inning. George Hathaway, Evan Schmeiser here on the call for the final game of the Palm Springs Power season as they trail 3 runs to the Inland Empire Bucs as Nathan Beckley stepping in to the batter's box now. Started a 4-6-3 double play there over at second base. He advanced to first off an error over on Takada at shortstop in his only plate appearance. Looking to get things going here in the bottom of the fourth. The Power need to do something sooner rather than later with Eric Teleroja warming up the bullpen.
Yeah, this is also the second really nice play the Power have made in the field. They were not able to take advantage of that momentum after Tyler Swan picked off man over at first. Curious to see if they're able to do that now with Beckley starting that 4-6-3 double play. That's a big break too. That inning could have been a lot worse.
It's going to get inside for strike one. For Fuertes, still on the mound for the fourth inning. There's only 3 strikeouts on the day underneath his belt. Allowed 3 hits, no runs so far. 1-1 the count to the second baseman. With Ambavisca and Hall, the 2 due up to follow.
I mean, frankly, Vincent Fuentes did a nice job keeping the power hitters off balance, guessing just enough.
Figured out.
Letting his fielders do the work, and I mean, he hasn't been putting guys on either, and that's been big for him. Even his misses, they've been close misses.
3-1 for Beckley. Hitters count. The lefty on lefty action here. As there's a 3-1, that's going to be ball 4. Leadoff man gets aboard for the second straight inning for the Palm Springs Power.
Now, let's see if they can take advantage of that. Try and get a
A
rally going from the bottom of the order.
The shortstop, Richie.
Also, already the third walk issued by Fuentes. I'm also curious to see if second time through these power hitters try and kind of throw Fuentes off his routine. He loves to work really, really fast. Almost looks like he's working quicker now than when he started the game. And when you get a guy like that, as a hitter, I'd almost want to just kind of call time, step out, slow things down at least occasionally, because that frustrates a pitcher who loves to work fast, because it throws him off his tempo.
Here's a pitch from Fuertes. Looked like an awkward pitch there. Curveball going to still get inside for strike one.
Waterman looked kind of awkward trying to grab that. I mean, I guess it almost looked like he got crossed up and he was looking for a fastball. He had his glove way up high and then he dropped it at the last second.
Here's the 0-1. That's going to be popped up, fouled off, out of play on the right field concourse. 0-2 the count for the shortstop, Richie Almavisca. He's walked in his only plate appearance with 1 runner on, no outs, bottom of the fourth inning, as a Power trail 3-0 to the Inland Empire Bucs.
You know, the fastballs tonight have only been about 84, 86 miles per hour, but it just feels like it's kind of jumping on the hitters. If you can hide it and you get good extension, that can start to look like 90 or 91 real quick.
So here's the pitch. That's going to be way inside and down low, 1-2 for Amavisca. Both teams have 3 hits on the evening, but the Bucs have the 3-0 advantage here. So 1-2, that's going to be
close.
Inside and down low, 2-2 the count.
It's the second straight time we've seen a curveball, and Waterman just didn't receive it real well. And he got the call on the first pitch of the at-bat. That time he was moving all over the place, going down and in to the righty Amavisca. I mean, if you're moving a lot as a catcher, you're not as likely to get the call. It's a big reason why I do not want to see robot strike zones in the big leagues.
That's going to get away from Waterman. And Beckley going to now advance in scoring position over on second now. So this is going to be a very important inning for the Palm Springs Powers. They're going to be looking to get on board here.
Looks like Waterman's going to get a new glove. Or is it a new mask? You know, I just assumed it'd be a new glove, because that ball just clanked right off his glove. Well, new mask it is. And he tossed the hat behind.
Yeah, now he has a helmet instead of just a regular old ball cap behind the plate.
Looked like he was initially going with like the traditional hockey mask, and now he's going with the backwards like mini batter's helmet and then the face mask on the front. Either way, just kind of some. He doesn't look comfortable back there receiving the ball from Fuentes.
Full count for Amavisca. He's going to foul it off quickly. Count still stands at full. With no outs, Beckley in scoring position on second. Levi Hall, he's on deck for the Power with no outs.
And this would be really helpful if Amavisca is able to work his way on. Because then with Hall coming up, you could have all sorts of options. You could bunt if you want to. And you have good speed on the bases. Maybe Hall can shoot the ball through a hole.
So looks like it's going to be the end of the night for Helleberg. He just got ice on his arm. So it only means one thing, that Eric Telo Rojas is going to be the next pitcher for the Power after the inning. That's Fuertes. He steps off. And Beckley going to go back over to second.
Yeah, Beckley was dancing all over the place out there on second. All right.
As that's going to be ball 4. So Amavisca for the second time today. He's going to be walked. Runners on first and second. No outs. Levi Hall approaching the batter's box now. Lefty on lefty, who struck out swinging in the bottom of the second inning. One of 4 strikeouts for Fuertes on the evening.
And we saw the Inland Empire Bucs take advantage of 3 walks and a hit batter in the previous frame. Wonder if the Power can try and take advantage right here, getting the first 2 men walked. I wonder if Hall's picking the ball up real well off the lefty. He's been late on all these fastballs.
0-1 is the count. Here's a pitch there from Fuertes. That's going to be down and away, 1-1 the count. So the Power in their signature red on white uniforms with black stripes down the sides one last time. Going up against the Inland Empire Bucs, who are white on white with red lettering. As here's a 1-1 pitch. Another swing and a miss there from Levi Hall. So no outs, 2 runners are on. Amavisca on first, Beckley on second. Both those batters were walked. With Tyler Swan, the 9-hole hitter, in the on-deck circle for the Power, who trail by 3 runs here in the ball game. They're looking to close the season out on a 3-game win streak here. So they look to rally back here, bottom of the 4th inning.
Man,
And Waterman and Fuertes going to have a conversation on the
they're
mound.
not on the same page. I saw 3 different shakeoffs from Fuentes. I mean, it should be simple to me. You just got a late swing from Hall. They should go back to the fastball. He hasn't picked the ball up well from the lefty Fuentes all night. Like, the last thing I want to do as a pitcher is speed up his bat.
So Hall gets set in the left-hand batter's box. And is going to be leading off a little bit. Check swing did not go. So it's going to be 2-2 the count for Levi Hall, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat with the catcher Tyler Swan on deck. Power trail by 3 runs. Here's a 1-2-2 from Fuertes, and that's going to get Levi Hall looking unimpressed with the call there. But he's going to go down for the second time today on strikes, which brings up Tyler Swan, the catcher, to the plate, batting in that 9-hole spot with 1 out, 2 runners on. Base hit here from Swan would bring on home Nathan Beckley, who's standing on second. Amavisca on first. Swan struck out swinging as well in the bottom of the 2nd inning for the Palm Springs Power, who trailed by 3 runs here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Well, that was an excellent fastball we just saw from Fuentes. I mean, it looked like a good pitch to me. There wasn't much Hall could have done with that. Just seemed like it got on him in a hurry.
That pitch there, going to get the bottom corner of the strike zone. 0-1 the count for Swan off the breaking ball there.
Nice, we got a "Let's Go Power" chant forming in the crowd.
Here's the 0-1 from Fuertes. Another breaking ball there, down low and outside, 1-1 the count.
You know, I think Waterman just cost Fuentes a strike. That curveball looked like a good pitch to me, but I mean, look, his body was in one part of the plate. He stuck the glove out to a whole nother part. I mean, it's all about presentation a lot of the time.
Big swing and a miss there from Tyler Swan. 1-2 the count for him. With one out, Isaiah Alvarez, top of the order for the Power on deck. With one out, Amavisca on first, Beckley on second. Here's a 1-2 from Fuertes, way upstairs, 2-2 the count. One out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Power trail 3-0 to the Bucs. 2-2 is the count. Fuertes on the mound still. He's going to step off, readjust himself. Beckley going to move back a little bit to second. Still has a 4-stride lead. Same with Amavisca on first. Infield playing back. Here's a 2-2. That's going to be popped up into the air, fouled off. Count still stands 2-2 for Tyler Swan, batting in the 9-hole spot for the Power. Also behind the plate as well as catcher. We saw him throw out a few innings ago. Beautiful play there from Tyler Swan. He's well known for throwing runners out. He did it throughout the PSCL, reason why he's a Gold Glove winner.
Yes.
In the league. 2-2, here's a pitch from Fuertes, popped up, fouled off.
Pretty good at bat going. Looks like Swan is getting he's getting some better swings than some of these more recent foul balls. Hoping he keeps getting that fastball and he ends up timing one of these up. Be big to get him on base, especially with Alvarez coming up behind him.
Here's a 2-2 from Fuertes, and that's going to get Swan looking as he goes down on strikes for the second time today. Brings us to the top of the order. Isaiah Alvarez at the plate with 2 outs, 2 runners on. So Alvarez, he's 1 for 2 on the day. A ground out in the bottom of the first, a base hit in the bottom of the third. However, he was caught stealing, which possibly could have cost a run for the Palm Springs Power. So Alvarez gets set in the batter's box for the 3rd time today. Amavisca on first, Beckley on second. So Power looking to get on board here, bottom of the 4th. Curveball gets inside for strike 1. Good looking pitch there from Fuertes.
That's a really nice curveball right there. Alvarez, it looked like he was looking fastball and he didn't get it, and the only thing he could do was let that one go by.
Here's the 0-1.
Oh, wow.
As that's going to hit Alvarez. Looked like maybe in the thigh or even the kneecap. So that puts bases loaded now for the Palm Springs Power with 2 outs, with Josh Hernandez stepping into the batter's box, the lefty. This is a big moment for the Power, as they're down 3-0 to the Bucs. They have to capitalize with bases loaded. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts and a hit by pitch is the inning for Fuertes so far.
You gotta get something here if you're the Power. I mean, Fuentes, who's had good command all night, all of a sudden he's struggling to hit the broadside of a barn. 2 walks and a hit batter to load the bases. I mean, they said should score 2. Well, good speed all the way around on the bases.
So it's going to be Alvarez on first, Amavisca on second, Beckley on third. 0-1 the count. The left fielder Josh Hernandez, 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a ground out. Hernandez gets set. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be out and upstairs. 1-1 the count.
Power fans, we need you here. Get up and make some noise.
So 2 outs, bases loaded. Bottom of the 4th inning. Power trail by 3 runs. Josh Hernandez at the plate. Here's a 1-1 from Fuertes. Curveball outside, 2-1.
Even that curveball right there, Fuentes just slowed up his delivery so much, and just trying to guide it in there, and it was not close to the strike zone. And man, a ton of meetings on the mound from Waterman and Vincent Fuentes. Like they're just not on the same page right now. It's like they're fighting themselves as much as they're going after the power hitters.
And this should be something that the miscommunication here from pitcher catcher, the power need to take advantage of, especially with bases loaded. There is some action in the bullpen for the Bucs. So 2-1 count here for Hernandez, the left fielder. Fuentes steps off, going to readjust himself. Hernandez awaiting. Long at bat, 2-1 the count. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's a pitch. That's going to be.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Pitch down low, 2-2. It's going to get inside for strike 2.
And Hernandez had a few words to say about that. I thought that was low and outside.
Look to be below the knees, at least from the view up here. Here's a 2-2. Going to be outside. Count is now full. And Josh Hernandez, very important at bat here for Palm Springs.
I guess this is really big right here. Now the runners will be off with the bases loaded and a full count with 2 outs. If you're the base runners, you need to be very sure that Fuentes is going home. Especially if you're Alvarez, make sure that Treese isn't coming behind you or anything like that for a pickoff play. And get off and running. Big opportunity right here. Great speed from all 3 base runners.
Here's a 3-2. And that's going to get Hernandez looking. Off the corner of the strike zone. That's going to get Hernandez looking. Going to retire the side, leaving bases loaded. Power unable to capitalize here in the bottom of the 4th. As we flip sides, go to the top of the 5th. Espalin, Treese, and James, the 3 due up next for the Inland Empire Bucs, as they're up 3-0 when we return. Here we are set, top of the 5th inning. George Hathaway, Evan Schmeiser here on the call one last time. This is going to be the final game for the Palm Springs Power this season as they trail by 3 runs to the Inland Empire Bucs. Eric Teleroja going to be on the mound here in the 5th inning. After 1 inning from Joey Mazzetti, 3 innings from Leighton Helleberg, it's going to be Eric Teleroja, the 3rd pitcher we're going to see for the Palm Springs Power. So his first batter he's going to face is Tank Espalin. He struck out twice, both of them swinging, 1-0 the count. Espalin, the extra hitter here, as the Empire Bucs going for 10 batters here, as he's going to be breaking ball swung on and missed. 6.07 ERA for Eric Teleroja on the season, 21 strikeouts and 14 walks, with Kane and Shreese on deck. 2-1 the count for Espalin.
Most important thing we need to see from Teleroja is strikes, and that's a good-looking sign right there. Because both Helleberg and Fuentes, they've gotten into trouble when they start putting guys on, falling behind in the count, even hitting batters. We've had a lot of hit batters tonight, or pitches coming close to hitting batters.
Curveball going to be down low. Full count now for Espalin with Kane and Shreese on deck.
George, I feel like a broken record. Teleroja, we've seen him throw excellent curveballs all year. That one looked like he just slowed up a ton.
As that's going to be ball 4. And the first time today, Espalin going to get on base. As it's going to be Kane and Shreese. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout swinging in the top of the 1st. He was hit by a pitch in the top of the 3rd inning. This will be the 3rd time we're going to see him this evening for the Inland Empire Bucs.
Once again, George, fans looking for Shreese to strike out. He's the beer batter tonight. He struck out back in the 1st, of course. Not much of a chance last time he was hit by that pitch. Another wild pitch.
So that's going to get away from Swan. Espalin, he's going to be over on 2nd. Thought about going 3. However, Swan, the throw over to Beckley, was there in time to hold him up. So 1-0 the count for the first baseman. As the Bucs are up 3-0 here against the Power. Both teams have recorded 3 hits and 1 error. So relatively even ball game. It's just those runs that the Bucs are able to produce. And what a stop there from Anthony Angel Jr. for 1 out.
Man, what a
lining
play.
to catch.
Wow, you talk about full extension right there, George. Anthony Angel Jr. just saved a run. He nearly got a double play, doubling off Espalin, or close to doubling off Espalin over at second base. Man, I mean, look, we've seen Anthony Angel Jr. play every position in the infield, and he impresses all the way around. I don't even think he's a natural first baseman.
We've seen him play third base, a little bit of second, shortstop, anywhere around the infield. As Jack James at the plate, 0 for 1, 0-1 count for him. He's 2 for 2 on the day with 2 base hits. One of them coming in the 1st inning and 3rd, and the other one in the 3rd. So Jack James going to be the designated hitter.
I'd be very careful with him, especially being 2 for 2. He had the RBI hit back in the 1st inning. Both singles were balls hit very hard. With first base open, you have DJ. The next hitters don't look as scary to me, so I wouldn't give him anything good. Maybe just see if he'll get himself out on pitches out of the zone, something like that.
So 1-1 is the count for James.
That's a good idea.
That's going to be check swing, and they're going to, home plate umpire says he's going to go, so count is going to be 1-2 for him.
George, I don't think he went on that swing for what it's worth. We'll gladly take it. I think James is asking, hey, ask the guy in the field. He's got a slightly better angle.
Here's a 1-2 kick from Teleroja.
That's
As
big.
there goes James down swinging. 2 outs now. Power looking to retire the side, leaving a runner in scoring position as DJ Graham, the center fielder this evening. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a base hit in the 1st inning and strikeout swinging in the 3rd.
I mean, that's an excellent sequence. Like, Just saying, don't give James anything too good to hit. He got some swing throughs on pitches out of the strike zone. He got the good curveball right there, getting a chase. I mean, Tellerrell did exactly what he wanted to do. Don't give him anything good. See if he'll get himself out, and if you get ahead in the count, really go after him. Well done.
Pitch going to get inside. 0-1 the count for Graham. He struck out in his last plate appearance with a Spallin. He's on second, the lone runner on with 2 outs here, top of the 5th inning. Bucs up 3-0 over the Power. There's a pitch going to be swung on and missed again. 0-2 to Graham.
You got the chase on the high fastball right there, George. I'd go right back to it. Especially ahead 0-2, you can afford to waste 1 or 2 pitches. So even get another swing through on a pitch not close to the strike zone.
So 0-2 the count. Tellerrell on the mound for his first inning, looking to retire the side here. 0-2, that's hard hit. Ball over to center field. Isaiah Alvarez making the catch over in center field. Beautiful catch there for Alvarez on the run. Going to retire the side, leaving a Spallin and the lone runner on. Power looking to capitalize here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Manzo, Berkey, and Angel, the 3 due up next in the bottom of the 5th inning when we return. Here we are set, bottom of the 5th inning. George Hathaway, Evan Schmeiser here on the call. Efren Manzo stepping in the batter's box. Fuertes still on the mound. Manzo 0 for 2 on the day, both strikeouts.
I mean, George, right now what's keeping the Power in this game is that they've played excellent defense. I mean, you have the pickoff from Swan, you have the great double play turn from Beckley, diving play from Angel Jr., of course, and the sliding grab from Alvarez. This could be much bigger than a 3-0 lead, and frankly, there's a lot of ball game left. It's the bottom of the 5th inning. You're getting Vincent Fuentes' pitch count up. You'll eventually see the bullpen.
As that's going to be chopped up over to Fuertes, going to short toss over to Treese for out number 1.
That was a pretty athletic play from Fuentes. The ball was spinning all over the place. Looked like got right off the end, even the knob of the bat of Manzo. It was kind of stumbling for a moment, but he was able to put it away eventually.
So with 1 out, it's Evan Berkey stepping to the batter's box now. He's 1 for 2 on the day. A base hit in the bottom of the 3rd inning and a fly out over to Takata at short in the 2nd inning. On the count here for Berkey. With 1 out, Power. They're down 3 runs. They're looking to rally here in the bottom of the 5th. Fuertes gets set. Here's 0-1. That's going to be hit up through the middle for a base hit. for Evan Berkey, his second hit of the day, which brings up Anthony Angel Jr. to the plate. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a double and a fly out over to Vogel in left field.
Frankly, that's the kind of approach you need right there if you're a power hitter, George. Both of these base hits we saw from Berkey, he shortened up his swing, especially with a lefty whose fastball is moving away from the right-handed batter. He's not trying to pull it, he's hitting it the other way, staying through the middle of the field. If you try and pull or take a big swing on a guy like this, you're going to hit weak pop-ups or weak ground balls. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
So 1 out, 1 runner on for the Power in the bottom of the 5th. Bucs up 3-0 in the ball game. This is a good time for the Power to start a rally going here. It's a pitch there from Fuertes. It's going to be outside and upstairs. 1-0 for the first baseman. Swing and miss there from Anthony Angel Jr. Count is 1-1.
Even right there, that's just that's a bit bigger of a swing I'd want to see from Anthony Angel Jr. I'd rather see him shorten up, try and go the other way with a pitch.
Here's a 1-1. That's going to be inside. Count is 2-1. As Anthony Angel Jr. had to quickly move out of the way of that. Berkey on first. There's a pitch. Curveball there.
Wow.
Has Angel Jr. swinging on that one. 2-2 the count now.
George, that was a dirty breaking ball right there. I mean, that had really late movement, really tight spin too. It looked like a fastball coming out of his hand. It just disappeared.
It's going to be fouled back. Count still stands 2-2. Anthony Angel Jr. had that double in the bottom of the second inning. His Power unable to capitalize there on that inning. So it's going to be 2-2 the count with 1 out, 1 runner on. It's Berkey after he had a base hit up the middle. Here's a 2-2. That's going to be fouled off again, just getting the barrel of the bat there.
That's a pretty good looking at bat right now from Angel Jr. He shortened up his swing now with 2 strikes, did some tough pitches foul. Hopefully at some point he can get a pitch he can handle and hit it hard.
Here's a 2-2. There goes Berkey. The throw. It's safe.
Oof. Close.
Berkey got underneath the tag. Waterman not happy. He thought he got him.
I mean, that was really bang bang. And Berkey took a real big chance going in there feet first. I see all the time guys getting punched out at second base trying to do that pop-up slide as opposed to going in head first. The 3rd stolen base of the year for Berkey nonetheless. He took a big chance there too, going on a 2-2 count. You got a good jump though, gotta give him credit.
Hey fans, I got some good news. All hot dogs and draft beer are only $2 till supplies last. $2 hot dogs and draft beer.
Full count for Anthony Angel Jr. With 1 out, runner in scoring position, that's Evan Berkey with Nathan Beckley on deck. Here's a 3-2. And Anthony Angel Jr. goes down swinging, and he's not happy at all. Looks like he broke his bat there after the play. So 2 outs. Brings up Nathan Beckley. He's been on base twice today off an error and a walk.
I mean, look, Vincent Fuentes, he's just been really tough, especially now. He struggled with his curveball a bit earlier in the game. Now he has it working this inning. And if you can go with an 85, 86, 87 mile per hour fastball with life, and then throw in that curveball that just disappears down in the zone, you're going to make life tough on hitters. I've been really impressed, too, how he's gone after the right-handed batters from the Power.
That pitch there from Fuertes inside, 0-1. The count now to Beckley, who was walked in the bottom of the 4th, is able to make his way to 3rd. However, the Power left bases loaded.
That's a good point, too. The Power have had some base runners, especially from the walks and the hit batters from Fuentes, just not able to get that big timely hit when they've needed it.
As that's going to be hit up over, grounded up to D'Amico. The throw is over to Treason, time for out number 3. Going to retire, leaving Berkey on second, alone in scoring position. Mark it down 5-3 in the books. That's going to retire the side. Top of the 6th inning, we go. Benny Vogel, Garrett D'Amico, and Taylor Takata, the 3 due up next, as the Inland Empire Bucs are up 3-0 over the Palm Springs Power when we return. Here we are, set top of the 6th inning. Power, they trail 3-0 to the Bucs. As Vogel going to lead things off in the top of the 6th inning. He lined out over to Manzo, was walked, and advanced off an error and scored a run in the top of the 4th inning. And fouled it off, 0-1 the count here for the left fielder.
Good curveball.
Teleroja, he's on the mound for the second time, or for the second inning rather. 0-2 the count to Vogel.
It's a good sign seeing him getting hit with the 0-2. So far, for every pitcher on the mound so far, they've been successful when they've been able to get ahead, stay in the strike zone, especially working out with a fastball and then going with your off-speed pitches a bit later. It's when we start getting the deep counts and the base runners on the walks, and we even saw the wild pitches from Helleberg. That's been the offense tonight.
So that pitch down and away, 1-2 the count, with Garrett D'Amico on deck and Taylor Takata in the hole. Here's a 1-2. Popped up into the air. Manzo going to chase it out in foul territory, and he makes the grab.
And Manzo got a really nice jump on that ball. He knows very well there's plenty of room in foul territory all the way around. And frankly, with those big striding legs, he turned that into a much easier play. Pretty darn good athlete for a big man.
Now batting the third baseman, Garrett D'Amico.
So it's going to be Garrett D'Amico stepping in the batter's box now with 1 out, nobody on here. Top of the 6th inning for the Inland Empire Bucs, who have a commanding 3-0 lead over the Power. Pitch from Teleroja, that's going to get inside for strike 1. Off the inside edge. D'Amico, the third baseman this evening for the Bucs. He's 0 for 2 on the day, has a strikeout looking and a ground out. Here's the 0-1 from Teleroja. He's feeling himself now with a breaking ball inside 0-2 with 1 out. Last game of the season here at Palm Springs Stadium. Is that pitch going to be in the dirt? They're going to say he got him. D'Amico not happy with the call as he's going to go down swinging.
Yeah, he better be careful. He's got a few words for the field umpire right now.
So 2 outs. Brings up Taylor Takata. Playing over at short. He did not think that he Swung on that one, or at least went through with a check swing. Threw his bat into the dugout after. Pitch there from Teleroja upstairs, 1-0.
I mean, with the pitching, we've seen a lot of really good pitching all the way around, and a lot of really frustrated hitters. Like, not a lot of overpowering pitches, just changing speeds, working the inside and outside parts.
That fastball going to get inside, 1-1 the count. Takada, he's 0 for 2. He has not had a hit all day. He's gotten on base twice, both through walks, and scored a run in the top of the 4th inning as well. That pitch is going to be down low, 2-1 the count to the shortstop. With 2 outs, nobody on here, top of the 6th inning. Eric Teleroja and company looking to retire the side here and get the offense going as they trail by 3 runs. Here's a 2-1. That pitch going to be up high, 3-1 the count for Taylor Takada. The lefty here for the Bucs. We've seen a good amount of lefties in this Inland Empire lineup. 3-1. That's going to get inside for strike 2. Takada thought it was going to be ball 4. He was almost taking off his batting gloves. So full count comes up for the shortstop. Three-two. That's going to be down low for ball 4. And Takada gets on base. Which brings up John Olivares, the right fielder for Inland Empire. Olivares.
George, I know it can be confused, especially if they're playing the Inland Valley Bucs twice. We played them twice. A lot of Bucs on their schedule, all sorts of different kinds. Wonder if the Pacific, if the West Coast is known for pirates at all.
Maybe. So 2 outs, 1 runner on here, top of the 6th inning. Olivares, he's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout looking. Was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. One and 0 the count. Olivares batting in that 9-hole spot. The Bucs playing 10 batters. Reminds me a little bit of the PSCL. Is that pitch going to get away from Tyler Swan? And Takada going to be held up over at second. 2-0 the count for the right fielder.
And that's already the 3rd wild pitch we've seen from power pitching. It's interesting. Teleroja's had great command throughout this whole inning, and then he just missed by a lot with those previous 2 fastballs. He's trying to slow down your delivery. I think he almost kind of rushed once he got to his balance point. When that happens, then your release point can kind of go all over the place.
Fastball just nicked the outside edge, painted black around home plate. So it's going to be 3-0 the count. With a runner in scoring position on second, that's Takada. That pitch, ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Olivares, back-to-back walks for Eric Teleroja. So with 2 outs, it's 2 runners on. Roy Waterman, the catcher, stepping in the batter's box now. The lefty. Susie, the righty catcher. He's walked twice in the ball game in the 2nd and 4th inning.
And that's not what you want to see here, Teleroja. You're at the bottom of the order. You just walk the 8 and 9 guys with 2 outs here in the inning, especially if you're getting the first 2 men pretty easily. You need to settle down. You got the 10th man up right now. The last thing you want, we already saw this once from the power, loading up the bases on walks with the bottom of the order, and then you have to deal with the top.
That pitch, just high, 1-0.
Figure it out.
After a fly out and a strikeout, it's been back-to-back walks for Eric Teleroja. Puts runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 outs. Power trail by 3 runs. Popped up high into the air. Isaiah Alvarez going to find it and park underneath it for out number 3. That's going to retire the side, leaving 2 runners on. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's going to be the 7, 8, 9. Richie Amavisca, Levi Hall, Tyler Swan. The 3 due up next for Palm Springs when we return as they trail 3-0 to Inland Empire. Here we are set for the bottom of the 6th inning. George Hathaway, Evan Schmeiser here on the call. New pitcher, Jacob Fox, coming in the bottom of the 6th inning, going to relieve for Fuertes. And Amavisca looking to get his first hit of the day. He was walked twice so far in this ball game.
Frank, if you're the Power, I know it's the bottom of the order, but you gotta get something going right here. Especially with a new pitcher on the mound, with all those deep counts, even the strikeouts and all the walks, you're finally able to knock Vincent Fuentes out of the game. Wow, okay. That's a way to start an outing out of the bullpen.
So Amavisca hit by a pitch. Leadoff man gets aboard. Which brings up Levi Hall.
The right fielder, Levi Hall.
So it's the 7-8-9. Levi Hall, 0 for 2 on the day. A strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking. As a Power, they're trailing by 3 runs. As they look to get things going here, bottom of the 6th inning, a rally here would be huge. That pitch down low, 1-0.
George, you would think the Yankees and the Astros would be playing each other. That's combined 5 batters who have been hit now. Then add in all the pitchers who are behind and over the heads of hitters.
So 1-0 the count for Levi Hall. That pitch outside and down low, 2-0 for the right fielder. Tyler Swan, he's on deck.
For what it's worth, Fox has not been a super high walk guy this season. In 19 innings, he's walked 7. He's only hit 1 batter. Curious to see if Hall can take advantage of working ahead 2-1 in the count. Ooh, wow.
Check back over, and he's going to be safe over there. It's Amaviska after he's hit by a pitch just a moment ago.
Yeah, that was it. Amaviska took a chance right there. He was kind of dancing off at first, and it's a bit of a dangerous thing to do, especially because the pitcher goes to try and pick you off. He caught Amaviska in the air and nearly got him.
2-1, that's going to be fouled, 2-2.
Now, unless you get a really good jump, I don't see you taking off and trying to steal down 3 runs.
No outs, 1 runner on for the Power. They trail by 3 runs. That pitch from Fox, that's going to be fouled back. So count still stands 2-2 for the right fielder, Levi Hall. He's 0 for 2 on the day, both of them being strikeouts. Amavisco's hit by a pitch. He's on first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fox, first inning, we're seeing him this evening. The pitch there, that's hard hit ball in the deep center field. That one's going back, as that's going to be caught by Graham at the warning track.
Man, Levi Hall did put a charge into that one. Good jump from the center fielder, Graham. And ball just not traveling real well tonight. Angel Jr.'s ball on left. Seems like he just died out there, and same with Hall going out to right center.
So Tyler Swan approaching the batter's box. The catcher this evening for the Power. This bottom third of the order has struggled a little bit here. Only batter to get on base is Richie Amaviska, and that's because of walks or hit by pitch. Other than that, 4 combined strikeouts. Is that pitch there from Fox upstairs, 1-0 for Tyler Swan. He struck out swinging and looking in his 2 plate appearances this evening. 1-0 the count with 1 out. Top of the order on deck with Isaiah Alvarez. Here's a pitch from Fox. It's going to be a breaking ball that's just inside, 1-1. Amaviska on first. He was hit by a pitch. Here's a 1-1. Swing and miss there from Tyler Swan. He's down in the count 1-2.
Waiting out in front of that one. I think went after a high fastball too. Frankly, right now it's just one of those nights. Power hit a few balls hard, some well-hit fly balls, just right at some guys. Oh,
we have
got
a little
some
bit of a
words between
conversation
catchers
here. Benches going to come out a little bit. Conversation between Waterman and Swan, both the catchers.
Curious here. I don't know what took place between the two. Swan just swung and missed at the last pitch, and all of a sudden we saw Waterman and Tyler Swan just right into his face. They're still going at it.
They're both getting back in their faces, and now the benches are coming out a little bit here for the Power.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty short bench for the Inland Empire Bucs.
As home plate umpire Stu Gibbs talking things over with Roy Waterman.
I mean, look, yeah, if you're the umpire,
try to separate them.
If you're the umpires right now, you gotta get control of this ball game. You can't have, especially after the mentioned about the clear, you can't have the catchers going back into each other's faces for the second time in a matter of seconds. Get control of this at bat right now so we don't have a melee on the field.
Things getting chippy here in Palm Springs, California, as the Power trail by 3 runs.
For what it's worth, no warnings were issued.
Here's the 1-2. It swung on and missed. Tyler Swan goes down swinging for the third time today, which brings up top of the order in Isaiah Alvarez.
Center fielder Isaiah
And Robert Waterman's really fired up.
Alvarez.
We've seen him a few times get really pumped up throughout this game, getting a big out. That was a relatively big second out right there. Even though he's passing Alvarez, he was still yelling there's 2 outs.
So 2 outs, 1 runner on. The pitch there from Fox over the head of Isaiah Alvarez. So Alvarez, 1 for 2 on the day, a base hit in the third and a ground out in the first, and he was hit by a pitch in the fourth. A check back over, Amaviska safe on first.
I mean, if you're the Power right now, you need to get fired up after that. I mean, you're somewhat running out of outs. It's your last game of the season. You're looking to try and pick up your 20th win. Especially with the Bucs having to go to their bullpen, you gotta get something going.
Here's a 1-0. Going to be outside, 2-0. The count here for the lead for the top of the order.
Some more good news. All hamburgers are now $2. I repeat, $2 hamburgers.
Here's a 2-0. That's going to be down in the dirt. 3-0 count for the center fielder, Isaiah Alvarez.
I mean, look, offense has been tough to come by for the Power. They just scattered 4 hits throughout the entire game so far. I say take right here. Chances are, even if you take a strike, you're probably going to get the same good fastball on the 3-1 count. Especially none of these first 3 pitches have been close.
Here's a 3-0 from Fox. That one going to get right on the outside edge. 3-1 the count for Isaiah Alvarez with Josh Hernandez on deck. 2 outs, 1 runner on. Power trail by 3 runs here. The bottom of the 6th inning. Alvarez going to pop this one up into the air. Shallow center field. Takada gets underneath that for out number 3. So that leaves Amaviska, the lone runner, on base. As we go, send it over to Evan Schmeiser, top of the 7th inning when we return.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's getting late in this ballgame. Evan Schmeiser joined by George Hathaway. We're in the top of the 7th inning. The Power trail 3-0 to the Inland Empire Bucs. Offense has been tough to come by. They've scattered just 4 hits. The previous inning, we saw both the opposing catchers get right in each other's faces. Tyler Swan at the plate and Roy Waterman behind the dish. 2 times got right in each other's faces. The benches didn't exactly clear, but they were getting close to doing so. First time we saw tempers of any kind really flare all season. Nothing much came of that. That ball's a foul. Looks like the home plate umpire got a piece of that. So Swan's going to go back out and walk it out to Teleroja. He's on for his 3rd inning tonight. He's gone 2 scoreless so far. He is not allowed to hit. He's walked 3 guys, though. Coming on relief for Leighton Helleberg, who went 3 innings, and Joey Mazzetti, who started the game, only went 1 inning. We haven't seen him since. Robert Valdivia, the batter, he was hit by a pitch and scored in the 1st, grounded out to 1st in the 2nd, and it bounced into a double play in the 4th. So he's 0 for 2. So that ball's popped up foul right side out of play. And frankly, George, we've mentioned it a few times, but we've seen some excellent defense from the Power. Coming from Swan, Angel Jr., Beckley, Alvarez. This could be much worse than a 3-0 deficit right now, but the bullpen and the defense has really kept the Power in it. 2-2 the count now to Teleroja. And I tell you, this Inland Empire Bucs team is probably the most talkative and excited dugout that we've seen, win or loss, from any Power opponent so far this year. That ball is hard in the center field. Alvarez over a few steps to his right, and he puts it away. So a hard hit ball. It'll be the first out of the inning either way, though, in the 7th. That'll bring up Tankus Spalin. Struck out twice, and he walked back in the 5th.
It's actually going to be a pinch hitter. Billy Velasco.
Thanks, George.
Going to be stepping in the batter's box now for the Bucs.
So not a Spalin. So Velasco will hit in the 2nd spot of the lineup for a Spalin. I assume he'll also take the duty of being the designated hitter. Bucs batting 10 men, of course. Velasco is only at 17 at-bats this year. 3 hits in those 17 at-bats. 1 double, 4 RBIs to his credit. Only 1 strikeout, so guys put the ball in play. And he does right there. That one shallow center field. Alvarez, his great speed, he comes in and puts it away. He covers a lot of ground, I tell you what. But he made that into a pretty routine play. So Alvarez a busy man this inning and a quick 2 outs.
Now batting the first baseman, Caden Treese.
Now there'll be Treese. Struck out in the 1st after being called back after leaning into a pitch. Then he was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, so he's been plunked twice, but only once officially. That's an interesting little tidbit. And he lined out sharply Anthony Angel Jr. on a nice diving play from him. And came back in the 5th to rob the Bucs of a run. So I guess in a way, we kind of have 6 hit batters tonight, even though it's only 5 officially.
Yeah, with 2 outs, I mean, Teleroja doing a really solid job this inning pitching. But we saw it similar in the top of the 6th inning where he got 2 quick outs and then a few walks kind of hurt him a little bit there.
Almost popped up again. Right side, Beckley, and it's going to be Angel Jr. who makes the call and the catch. He puts it away. Eric Teleroja has come out of the bullpen. He's thrown 3 excellent innings, not allowing a run or a hit. He sets down the Bucs 1-2-3 in the 7th inning. So the bottom half of the 7th we go. Hernandez, Manzo, and Berkey trying to get something going for the Powers. They trail 3-0 when we return. All right, to the bottom of the 7th we go, ladies and gentlemen. Jacob Fox back out for his 2nd inning of work, coming on relief for Vincent Fuentes, who went the first 5 innings. Fox came on, he hit Amavisca, the first man that he faced, then he retired the side in order after that. Hernandez, Manzo, and Berkey due up. Power only 4 hits to their credit. So Hernandez takes strike 1. Hernandez grounded out to second in the first, walked in the third, struck out in the fourth. That strikeout in the fourth came with bases loaded. So 0-2 the count. There's not a lot of hard, solid contact from the power tonight. That one hit foul by Hernandez.
The Power, they've been able to make some contact with the ball. They're able to get on base too, Evan. It's just them executing and going further, getting a run in has just been their problem today. They've already had a few times they've left bases loaded, unable to score a run, even runners in scoring position, nothing more than that.
That ball's in the air, left side. Going back on his Takada, and it's going to be Vogel comes in, makes the catch. So Hernandez able to work a deep count, but he's able to be put away to lead off the 7th inning. So now Manzo the batter. 3-4-5 coming up for the Power. Manzo, he struck out twice and bounced out to the pitcher's mound. Not the best night for him so far, but still plenty of time to try and change that. That ball's in the air to center. It's not deep. Over to get it is Graham. Whoa, and he almost fell to the ground making that catch. Ball slicing back over towards right center field. Manzo got into that one just a little bit. He goes down on 1 pitch. A lot of fly ball outs. So now it'll be Evan Berkey. Berkey, he's been seeing the ball the best of any power hitter tonight. He singled each of his previous 2 at-bats, 2 for 3 overall. Hasn't tried to do too much with the ball tonight, just hitting it where it's pitched. Only 4 hits tonight for the Power, 3 for the Bucs. We do have action in the Bucs bullpen. Berkey shows bunt, he takes high. I think the 2nd time tonight we've seen Berkey square and pull back. Fox working quickly. That one's hit hard but foul. Wow. I don't know if a coach down there for the Power. He just didn't even bother to move. I think it was one of those, George, it's like, well, I don't know if I want to move, so I'll just take the hit. Seems to be all right down there.
Yeah, it was a slow kind of pop-up. Wasn't anything hard hit.
I don't know, George. We're both pretty skinny. Might have hurt a little bit more if it were hitting us. Not as much protection. Low, 3-1. Bucs bench couldn't believe they didn't get that strike call. Berkey will take. He's ahead 3-1. I got a piece of Berkey. So officially, the 6th batter who's been hit combined between both teams will have been ball 4 anyway for what it's worth. So a 2-out base runner for the Power. That'll bring up Anthony Angel Jr. He had the bloop double in the 2nd. He flew out to deep left field in the 3rd and struck out his last at bat. Frank, the Power could use a base runner right now with the tying run on deck.
This is going to be a very important at-bat for Anthony Angel Jr. Since he had that really beautiful double in the bottom of the 2nd inning, he's been unable to produce anything else, a fly out and a strikeout. So if he's able to keep the ball on the ground, hit it in the gap, Power will be sitting in really good position to get their first run on the board and make this an interesting ball game.
Balls it fairly sharply on 1 hop right to the 2nd baseman, Valdivia. He'll take it to the 2nd base bag himself, and that retires the side. Oh, we have more words between Power players and Bucs players. Looks like Berkey and Valdivia had some words. Now it's Takada who's coming in to intercede.
After 7 innings, the Bucs lead the Power.
Well, nothing more than a brief conversation. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, we would not have gotten
so the
through
Bucs,
this amazing
they work around a 2-out hit batter,
without our
and we
top
go to the
brass
8th inning.
staff.
Bucs still lead 3-0.
At this time, we're going to hand out our
All right, we're set for the top of the 8th inning, ladies and gentlemen. Our awesome PA guy, Dash Walker, just finished up with some rewards for the end of the season. Entering time, it falls first pitch swing of the Angel Jr. Bobbles it for a moment. He tosses over to Teleroja, 1-3 on that putout. Geez, barely gave any time to give an introduction there, George.
I know. Just like that, one pitch swing.
Hey, Teleroja's been really good. 3 1/3 innings now of no run baseball. So now it's Graham. Single back in the first, struck out in the third, lined out sharply to Alvarez in center his last time up. What's going on right here? A bit of a delay. Now they're good to go. First pitch to Graham. First pitch swing, and that one's popped up over our heads foul.
Hey fans, last call for beer. Need I remind you, it's only $2. I repeat, last call for beer, end of this inning.
0-1 the count now to Graham. Power playing their final game of the season as that ball is hit out to center field. It's not deep. Alvarez has been a busy man. Over and in, he makes the catch. Over in shallow left center field. Feels like we're saying Alvarez's name a lot the past couple innings, George.
He's been busy out in center field. A lot of shallow hits toward him. He didn't have to backpedal a lot, so he's kind of positioned perfect in center field. Where nobody for the Inland Empire Bucs able to kind of hit it over his head. We haven't seen that today. No extra base hits for this team.
Swing of the first pitch, fouled by Manson for a moment, but over the first to retire Benny Vogel on one pitch. Well, George, that's about as quick of an inning as you could possibly ask for. For the second straight inning, Eric Teleroja sets the Bucs down in order. He's gone 4 scoreless coming out of the bullpen for the Power. To the bottom of the 8th inning we go. Power trailed by 3 with 6 outs left in their season. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Power trail by 3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Coming to today 19-3, trying to win their 3rd game in a row to end the season and get win number 20. I always like a nice round number.
Now batting for the Power.
George, I think we see some happy fans down the right field line who just realized they won the 50-50 raffle. Slightly delayed
Always
reaction.
nice to know.
I think it took them a second to figure it out, but looks like they figured it out nonetheless. Here's the 0-1 to Beckley. Big swing and miss 0-2 against Jacob Fox on for his 3rd inning relief out of the bullpen, trying to secure the win for Vincent Fuentes. Beckley's 0 for 2 tonight, reached on error and walked. He goes down looking on 3 pitches right there, so a quick first out.
So yeah, with a strikeout there for Beckley, that puts him now at 0 for 4. Like we said, this bottom half has certainly struggled for the Palm Springs Power of this lineup.
So now it's on Mavisca. Well, he's had a night. Walked twice and gotten hit by a pitch. That's an interesting night if you don't have to take the bat off your shoulder. Taking just a moment, Waterman needed to adjust his mask behind home plate. Now we're good to go. First pitch on Mavisca, he takes high.
Mavisca walked twice and was hit by a pitch. Only guy in the bottom third of this lineup to get on base.
Balls it hard. It's going to be a fair ball on the third base line. Slime step to Miko. Throw across the diamond. And it's going to be off the glove of Treese. We'll see how that one's going to be scored. The Power will take it, though. Mavisca's on with 1 out. Also, we do have a new... It's going to go down as an E3. Error on Treese. Eli gave us the call from down below right there. Also, a new right fielder for the Bucs. Andrew DeHarce on replacing John Olivares. So DeHarce, he'll bat in the 9th spot. He's due up 3rd next inning. Anyway, now it's Hall. Up with 1 out, and the runner on first. That will see Mavisca go anywhere down by 3. First pitch outside. Hall struck out twice and flew out to center his last at bat. Just 4 hits tonight for the Power, trying to get something going on the last game of the season. Check on the runner. And Mavisca back on a dive. Nope. I mean, George, it's been quite a season. Opening night, Friday, June 3rd. Got here a few weeks in advance to get things ready. That throw almost got away. I mean, a lot of hard work, a lot of baseball, especially with the PSCL in the morning. It's all been worth it, though.
Certainly was. Been a great season here in Palm Springs. Very grateful for the opportunity here.
Almost fouled behind us out of play. Of course, can't do without Nash and Marshall either. Tonight, Nash is right next door. Probably heard him a few times. He's pretty easy to hear. Just giving a wave to the fans back home. Friendly guy. I like Nash.
Me
That ball's
too.
a foul. 1-2 the count now to Hall. Outfield still playing relatively shallow for the Bucs. A lot of room in the right center field alleyway. DeHarce right, playing very shallow. Hall goes down swinging right there. Second strikeout of the inning. There's 2 outs now.
Now batting for the Power.
3rd strikeout of the night for Fox out of the bullpen. Now it's the 9th man, Tyler Swan. He's over 3 with 3 strikeouts, looking to change that. He has at least one more opportunity to do so. Be big if he could get on base and bring the tying run to the plate with Alvarez. In the dirt, ball 1. Good block from Waterman. We're going to have a meeting on the mound. Nope, never mind. Waterman just walked the ball back out to him. Tell you what, that Waterman's got a lot of energy back there.
He certainly does. Only a few innings ago, Tyler Swan Roy Waterman got in each other's faces in the bottom of the 6th inning. Had to be separated from the home plate umpire, Stu Gibbs.
Up balls it hard in the center field. And over and making the catch is Graham. Wow, did he cover a lot of ground. I thought it was going to get down for sure, George. But no damage nonetheless. Swan gave it a ride. Ultimately, the Bucs able to work around a one-out error, allowing Amavisca to reach base. So to the top of the 9th inning we go. Power, they trail by 3. And down to our last inning of the season, we return. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Time for the top of the 9th inning. Barring extra innings, the final full inning of the season for the Palm Springs Power. Opening night was Friday, June 3rd. And finished with fireworks. This, of course, being the 24th game of the season. Did I get my math right, George? Nope, 23rd. 23rd game of the season. There we go. That's the reason why I majored in broadcasting and not math. 23rd game of the season, Power trying to come back, trailing by 3 runs to win their 20th game. The Bucs will have their last chance at the plate. D'Amico, Takada, and Andrew DeHarce came on as a substitution a couple innings ago, the 3 scheduled hitters. Aaron? Talaroja, back out for his 5th inning, and he's been good so far. Well, just about nothing through 4 innings. Trying to finish off the Power season. D'Amico, he struck out twice and he's grounded out, so he's 0 for 3. 7 hits combined between both teams, 3 from the Bucs, 4 from the Power. I need a bit longer to count all the walks and mix with the hit batters, George. It's been a good amount from both sides.
It has been. You know, not too many hits in this ball game, 7 total. But yeah, certainly a ton of walks in this ball game mixed with hits by pitchers. We've seen it kind of all day long. Both sides pitching, you know, they're unable to find the strike zone a little bit here in this game.
In 3 opportunities. Of course, Amavisca, he's walked twice, was hit by a pitch, and reached on an error. It's an interesting stat line. Definitely helped the on-base percentage. Takada scored a run in the 4th inning, part of a 2-run outburst for the Bucs. Of course, they scored 1 in the 1st. That one gets away from Angel Jr. Over the 2nd is Vogel. He's going to take the turn. He's going to 3rd. The throw by Angel Jr. Well, either way, it's going to be the 2nd error of the night for the Power. Not sure if that'll be charged to Talaroja or Angel Jr., but gives the Bucs a man on 3rd base with nobody out. Power going to have to bring the infield all the way in. Already trailing by 3. Can't afford to let a 4th run just walk home.
Telo Roja, we just talked about how well he's been pitching. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. Now he's going to have to get himself out of a hole here with a runner in scoring position.
Big swing and a miss, 0-1. Infield all the way in for the Power. Well, man, Eli's just the best. He gives us all sorts of good stats, and he counts much better than I do. So the Power have drawn 8 walks as a team and been hit by 3 pitches. The Bucs have drawn 4 walks and been hit by 3 pitches. So that's 12, 15, 18 combined walks and hit by pitches for both teams. That's a lot.
That is actually a lot. And, you know, it's been one of those ball games. Been very competitive on both sides.
Yep. A lot of good defense.
Good defense. Lots of emotions out here as it's the last game for the Palm Springs Power.
Ball's on the ground. Glove by shortstop Aviska. Checks around their back and over the first one out. Nice job from Aviska right now. D'Amico was not going on contact. He's still over at third. That's a big first out. So I'll bring up Andrew DeHarce. It'll be his first at bat tonight. Came on to replace Olivares. Andrew DeHarce hitting. He's 3 for 7 in limited opportunities. It's only the 6th game he's played this year. No extra base hits, no RBIs. Be a nice RBI for him to try to pick up. And for what it's worth, George, with the 18 combined walks hit by pitches, 7 combined hits. Strange stat line.
4 errors as well between both teams. And it's a 3-0 ball game as well. So it's been relatively even on both sides. It's just that the Bucs were able to execute with runners in scoring position. That's what helped them go up 3-0. As the Power looking to close it out here so they can go to the bottom of the 9th and rally.
First pitch swing on the ground the first. Angel Jr. up with it. And he'll take it to the bag himself. D'Amico did not go. You a little surprised, George? They ain't send D'Amico on contact. They're already up 3 runs anyway.
Bucs, the catcher, Roy Waterman.
I think they just don't want to risk it right now. Hopefully get a lucky break with, you know, Roy Waterman at the plate. That if he can get through for a base hit, it'll be a more secured run to come in for D'Amico.
So the fiery catcher, Roy Waterman, he's walked twice, flew out to center his last time up in the 6th. Now it's down to him with 2 outs. That ball nearly got away from Swan. He had to reach all the way across his body to corral it. It's a big 2 outs, though, from Telo Roja. You get the weak grounded Amaviska, the broken back grounder to Angel Jr. D'Amico doesn't try to advance. A chance to get out of this unscathed, even after the error. 2-0. First base is open, but you have the leadoff hitter Valdivia on deck. Not much damage to speak of from either the 10th or the first batter. Definitely don't want to give him anything too good. And time's called at home plate. Wonder if Telo Roja and Swan are on the same page with what to throw. Now the 2-0. High 3-0. I mean, at this point, I wonder if you just put him on first base now, George.
You know, knowing Telo Roja, he's a pitcher that likes to attack. I like to see a little bit of his breaking ball stuff.
Whoa, okay. Ball came up and in, hit him right on the shoulder. Waterman's not happy about that one. He has a few words for Telo Roja. And for Swan, don't play umpire's telling me, hey, go over the first base. I mean, I don't think that was on purpose, George, but it's not the best look. Just drilling him with a, just got drilled with a fastball on the upper arm on a 3-0 count. So it puts him on first and third now with 2 away. Combined, that's the 7th hit batter tonight from both teams. And for what it's worth, Roy Waterman got into it with Tyler Swan a few innings back, with Swan up at the plate. Had to be separated. And there goes Waterman. First pitch is in the dirt. Runner at third will not try to advance. Waterman steals second. Defiantly taking second base on the first pitch. And now basically would be huge for the Bucs. It'd give them a 5-0 lead. So 1-0 to Valdivia. Hit by a pitch and scored in the first. Quiet since. He bounced into a double play in the fourth. 0 for 3 overall. Hit the ball hard to center his last time up in the seventh. 1-0 the count. The infield playing back for the Power. That's low. 2-0. First base is open. And you do have the sub, Velasco, on deck. That's inside 3-0. Teleroja, after sailing along through most of these first 4 2/3 innings, now fighting his command. I mean, you green lighting Valdivia?
I'd have him take here. And he does.
Yeah, it's outside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Robert Valdivia. Loads the bases with 2 outs. So D'Amico singled. He went all the way around the third on an error on a pickoff attempt. Then 2 straight ground balls. Weak ground balls, so the Power infield in, got 2 outs quickly. Then Waterman was hit by a pitch on a 3-0 count. Valdivia walked on 4 pitches. Now it's Billy Velasco. Flew out to center his only at bat, coming on for Espelin as a sub. Teleroja now going out of the windup here, as time is called at home plate. This is a big at bat, George. A single, that could all but end it for the Power. That'd be awfully tough to ask them to come back down 5.
3 runs is manageable.
First pitch misses, ball 1. Of course, just a handful of nights ago, we saw the Power come back trailing by 5-2 in the bottom of the 9th, aided by a lot of walks. Ended up walking it off.
Literally.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Or I guess pun intended. On the outside corner, strike 1. Teleroja took a little off of that pitch.
That was a week ago, I believe, against the San Diego Stars.
Oh, yes, you're right.
6 walks in the bottom of the 9th inning, and then a sacrifice fly from Isaiah Alvarez ended the ball game.
Were you on the call that night?
I believe I was doing PA announcing.
Okay. I had that night off.
I believe that was Marshall and Nash on the call there.
Yes. That one's fouled over our heads, 2-2.
We do have some action in the Palm Springs Power bullpen. That appears to be Miles Rothfarb, number 9, warming up.
Yeah, just in case. Just in case.
We did see him actually last night pitch 2 innings. Or pitch 1 inning, excuse me. In the top of the 9th.
So 2-2, 2 outs, bases loaded. Power trail by 3, the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Swan, and the count's full. The runners will be off. The Inland Empire Bucs leading by 3. A base hit will almost certainly score 2. And nowhere to put him. You think we'll see a fastball from Teleroja?
In this moment, I think yes.
The runners go. The pitch is hit hard into center field. Alvarez, he's right there, and he puts it away. Velasco hit it hard right to Isaiah Alvarez. So Teleroja, excellent through 5 innings out of the bullpen. No runs allowed. He works out a bases loaded jam and a man on third base no out jam. To the bottom of the 9th inning we go. Power, just 3 outs left in their season, trailing by 3 when we return. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for what could be the very last time this season. Evan Schmeiser and George Hathaway. Bottom of the 9th inning, Power trail 3-0 to the Inland Empire Bucs. Trying to win their 3rd straight to close out the season, looking for win number 20 to move to 20-3. And so we have a lot of changes all over the place. First things first, Nolan Milliman will be the new pitcher, coming on trying to record a save for the Inland Empire Bucs, trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. He's been good for them. 2.12 ERA in 17 innings. Only 8 walks.
Fielder, number 5, Isaiah
Well, he'll have a tough
Alvarez.
test. So top of the order coming up, Isaiah Alvarez will hit for himself. And then waiting on deck, well, the Power going with their big man off the bench. Spencer Dickinson waits on deck, and the team RBI leader, Joey Mazzetti, who started and did pitch the 1st inning. So both Dickinson... well, I thought I saw Mazzetti somewhere, but now it looks like Manzo is in the hole, but Dickinson's definitely on deck. We know that. So first things first, it's Isaiah Alvarez. He singled back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3 overall, hit by a pitch in the 4th. He takes ball 1. I mean, George, you think you were going to take a strike right here?
Oof. This is a very tough situation, but you're going to want to find that right pitch that's for you. Very important at bat here for every single power hitter that's coming up. Every pitch is going to be very important. You know, end of the season, down 3 runs, you're going to want to put yourself in the right position at the right time to do what's best for your team in a moment like this.
How about the way to end the season if they're able to walk it off? As Middleman steps off. Middleman, a big 6'3", 225-pound righty. True freshman going to Central Washington University. That pitch is outside 3-0. And Waterman's going to go out there and talk to him. Middleman's had really good command all season. Only 8 walks. He has hit 3 batters. But first 3 pitches, they missed him about the same spot, outside to Isaiah Alvarez. And now I assume you got to be taking all the way.
Yes. You know, we've seen a lot of these pitches. Milliman just coming out of the bullpen. You know, as much as he's been warming up, you know, warming up in the bullpen is very different than being on the mound pitching to a batter, especially top of the order.
Alvarez takes outside. He draws a 4-pitch walk. Now it's officially a save situation with the tying run in the on-deck circle. Things possibly getting a little more interesting as far as how close this is. So now it'll be Spencer Dickinson, the big man coming off the bench to hit for Josh Hernandez. Dickinson hitting .292 with the Power. He tore it up all season in the PSCL. A couple home runs down there. 2 doubles official with the Power, 8 RBIs. Frankly, he's looking to just get on base right now and bring the tying run to the plate.
I think, you know, you're not trying to go yard here in a situation like this. What you're trying to do is play the short game, ground balls up the gap, and just slowly advancing just base by base. Anything more than that, you're putting yourself at risk.
So Dickinson takes inside, 5 straight balls, with Milliman coming out of the bullpen. And now we're going to be meeting on the mound. Nick McDonald, the manager for the Bucs, coming out bringing the entire infield in. McDonald, frankly, he's been around the block. He's coached at 8 years at Orange County College. He's also played a fair bit. He also played college baseball at Point Loma. Very quick conversation. That lasted maybe about 10 seconds at most, George. Probably one of the shortest talks I've ever seen when you're going to bring the entire infield in.
I think he was just telling his guys to relax, keep doing what they're doing all game. But the Power now, they're switching things up with Efren Manzo on deck, and then it looks like Joey Mazzetti in the hole.
There's Mazzetti. I mean, I assume if you're Dickinson, you got to take all the way. He does, and he takes in the inside corner, strike 1. And frankly, just throwing strikes has got to be the approach right now from Millman. The worst Dickinson can do is make it a 1-run game. Bucs look turn 2, the 1-1. That's in the dirt. It's going to go right to the backstop. Alvarez will trot on over to second. Looks like the ball got caught up in the netting, so officially out of play. Makes no difference. A wild pitch for Alvarez to get to second nonetheless. That fast was just spiked. No chance for Waterman, who's been good back there. So 2-1 to count to Dickinson. Having to wait just a moment. Berkey going back there to retrieve that wild pitch. So it looks like Manzo is still on deck. Big swing and miss from Dickinson at a fastball. Manzo's going to hit for himself. He's on deck. Berkey will hit for himself in the hole. And it looks like Mazzetti, if we get to him, he's hitting for Anthony Angel Jr. 2-2 the count now to Spencer Dickinson. The Power trail 3-0 in the bottom of the 9th inning. The final day of the season. That's just outside 3-2. We've seen that pitch go either way tonight. That time called a ball.
Fans, this is the last game of the season. I need you up on your feet. Some noise.
Oh, now the marketing director, Noah Fish, he's getting the fans into it. Here's the 3-2 to Dickinson. Way outside, ball 4. Dickinson's aboard. The tying run is coming to the plate for the Power.
It looks like it's going to be Robbie Lopez pinch running for Dickinson.
That makes sense. Lopez has decent speed. He's not a speed demon by any means, but definitely an upgrade over Dickinson. Granted, for what it's worth, Lopez's run doesn't completely matter. Right now the game is at the plate. Efren Manzo. He struck out twice. 0 for 4 overall. He's been excellent all season. One of the big on-base guys for the Power. He represents the tying run against the excellent closer, Nolan Milliman. Power trail by 3, no outs, first and second. He takes strike 1 in the outside corner. Manzo, he leads. Among the team leaders in walks at 7. He has doubled once. He's tripled once. The Power of not hitting a home run all season. On the outside corner, 0-2. Manzo doesn't like the call. That was like a similar pitch where Dickinson just walked.
Exactly, and that's what I was just about to say. Evan read my mind perfectly, where both those pitches, or the last 3 pitches rather, from Milliman have been on that outside edge of that strike zone.
The 0-2 hit foul. Manzo went after a fastball up in the zone, just trying to protect. George, how awesome would that be if we see a game-tying 3-run homer?
That would be awesome.
Once again, the 0-2. That's hit well! Out to left field. Vogel going back, and it's going to hang up there for him. Man, did that ball die out there. George, I thought he got a hold of that one. I swear to God. I mean, the wind is blowing straight in from left field for what it's worth. I guess Manzo just missed it. George, I feel my heart accelerate a little bit more there. I really thought he got that pitch.
He got a really good job underneath it. You're absolutely right. It's a deep outfield. You know, to get over that left field wall would be, you know, about 380 if you wanted to get it right over the head of Vogel. So, does travel far, but it did die up there in the air. Had some hang time where Vogel could position himself underneath it.
Well, now it'll come down to Berkey. 1 out, man on first and second. Tying run still at the plate. Berkey, he's 2 for 3. Single twice. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. He's come close to a couple home runs. That's on the outside corner, 1-1. Berkey has 3 doubles this year, only 5 RBIs. One of the consistent men in the middle of the Power lineup. That ball's chopped up the third base line. That's going to be a fair ball to throw to first. Safe at first is Berkey. Oh, my. Wow, Berkey was busting up the line. A swinging bunt up the third base line. D'Amico chose to glove it and not try and let it go foul. I think it would have stayed fair either way. Berkey, not the greatest speed in the world, but he's aboard nonetheless. 5th hit of the night for the Power. The tying run's aboard. Wow, and how about this move?
The first baseman.
It looked like Mazzetti was going to hit for Anthony Angel Jr. Instead, Anthony Angel
I
Jr.
think-
will hit for himself.
I think what they're doing is they're saving Mazzetti for a 2-out situation. Especially like this, 1-out, bases loaded. I like the move keeping Anthony Angel Jr. in. He had that double in the bottom of the second inning. But I think Joey Mazzetti is trying to get the crowd hype up right now.
I mean,
They're saving him for that 2-out situation where they'll throw him in.
I mean, look, George, the fans are going absolutely berserk right now. Bleachers are getting loud. I'm sure everyone back home is hearing it. The tying run is on first. Anthony Angel Jr. represents the winning run at the plate. First pitch on the outside corner, strike one. Inland Empire Bucs, they'll look to turn two. Anthony Angel Jr., he homered 3 times a year ago with the power. The 0-1 in the dirt, it gets away. Alvarez going to come to the plate, taking a chance. He's going to be safe. Both runners advance. Berkey got a late start that won't matter. The power finally on the board. It's a 3-1 ball game. And towards the audio, I can see the computer right now. It's like off the charts right now.
Yeah, it's getting loud here at Palm Springs Stadium. It's a 2-run ball game, and the tying run is on second.
That's big. Now a base hit can tie it.
So Evan Berkey.
And the double play is taken out of consideration.
Exactly. So Evan Berkey over on second with Robbie Lopez on third. Anthony Angel Jr., he's at the plate.
The 1-1, up and away, 2-1. So now the Bucs, that's really big now. They can't turn a double play. So the Bucs are now going to play all the way back. They'll concede a run on the ground ball. They lead by 2. Second and third with 1 out. Outfield playing relatively shallow. Vogel, the deepest man in left. DeHarce really shallow in right. Called a strike 2. Wow. Angel Jr. can't believe it. He thought it was high.
And that pitch there painted the top of the strike zone. Just got inside, up high.
2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Tipped into the glove of Waterman. Jr. goes down swinging, 2 outs. I mean, looks like they're going to have Beckley bat for himself. I mean, George, if you're going to have Mazzetti put a helmet on, why would you not have him hit here?
I know. Even Nathan Beckley looked back a few times as well. I think they're putting their trust in him.
I mean, look, Beckley's been excellent in the PSCL. He's a very respectable hitter. It's a bold move, but you have Mazzetti with a bat, not hitting here in the 9th. That ball's ripped down the right field and foul. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. Almost proved me wrong. I mean,
There's a little bit of a pull there from Nathan Beckley.
Yeah,
Late swing there.
And George, I'd be more than happy proven wrong. Mazzetti's the team leader in RBIs. Blythe obviously got hurt a little while back, done for the season, but Mazzetti's been one of the 2 best hitters all year for the power.
And it looks like the power, they're warming up still. Miles Rothfarb, even Evan Shaw going to get a few reps in.
That's down and in, ball 1. 1-1 the count to Beckley. He's 0 for 3, reached on an error and walked. Struck out his last at bat in the 8th. Power have scored 1 this inning on a wild pitch. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. They represent the tying runs. Beckley! Ooh, another foul ball. That one was also hit hard.
Yeah, 2 good swings there from Beckley. If he's able to get out in front of it a little bit more, we're talking about a tie ball game.
George, this Palm Springs Stadium is about to go absolutely nuts if Beckley's able to tie it. 1-2 the count. The Bucs trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. The Power trying to win their 20th game. The 1-2. Breaking ball outside. Didn't miss by much. 2-2. And Nolan Milliman, one of the best closers in the Sunset League, trying to close it out. 2-2 the count to Nathan Beckley. One of the leading hitters in the PSCL, getting the call up for this last week of the season for the Power. Here on closing night, the 2-2. That ball's lined into left field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Berkey to throw home. And he is out at the plate. Oh my goodness. Beckley hit it hard in the left field for a base hit. Lopez crossed the plate easily. Casey Dill gave Berkey the wave. Can't blame him. A perfect throw from Vogel on one hop. He had Berkey by plenty. Nothing Berkey can do. That closes out the season. My, oh my. The Power end up getting defeated by the Inland Empire Bucs 3-2 on an outfield assist at the plate. George, I'm still feeling the tingles in my fingers.
Yes, that was certainly definitely not the way the Power wanted to end, but what a rally that they made, though, in the bottom of the ninth inning. You have to give them credit there, as it certainly made it interesting. Power fall to 19-4 on the season, Evan, but certainly an overall great year here in Palm Springs for the 2022 Power season.
You can't say enough about this Power team. They've shown so much fight and life coming back down late in ball games, whether it's a walk-off or blowing it open in the 8th inning. Of course, they've had some big blowout wins. I mean, and give a lot of credit to Nate Beckley. He was looking back. He looked like he was certain that Mazzetti, the leading RBI man of the season for the Power, one of the 2 best hitters, he was certain he was going to come on and pinch hit for him. Beckley proved me wrong, frankly. More than that, be proven wrong with the base hit right there. Ultimately, though, the Power defeated by the Inland Empire Bucs 3-2. They finished 19-4. It's been an unbelievable years. On behalf of my partners, George Hathaway, Nash Walker, Marshall Garvey, the front office, Andrew Starkey, Justin and Tyler, of course, the whole Power crew and the Power team, signing off for the last time. I'm Evan Schmeiser. We'll see you guys next year. Tune back in for the California